know I should grow up, but I don't wanna get older. It's underrated to be young and free, yeah. Tomorrow may never come, old days I'm running from. Yeah, I should be saving, but I'm spending it all. Yeah, I want that money, I want that money. So give me that money, I wanna spend that money. Just give me that Friday feeling, like if I like the weekend. I ain't dead, ain't sleeping, nah. I don't wanna grow up. I don't wanna grow up. It's taking over me, feel like I could fly away. Oh, I've been waiting to kiss the sky, yeah. One day I'll get serious, but I will have no regrets. And I might start saving, but it ain't right now. I want that money, I want that money. So give me that money, I wanna spend that money. Just give me that Friday feeling, like if I like the weekend. I ain't dead and sleeping, nah. I don't wanna grow up. I don't wanna grow up. I don't wanna grow up. Maybe one day I'll try to not get wasted all the time. But for the moment, I'm alright, because I feel so alive. Yeah.
Welcome to Brawlhalla.
It's time for the Autumn Championship, the final opportunity for players to get PR going into the World Championship. And of course, we like to kick it off with Australia, with doubles. I'm Duke, and joined with me is none other than Ajax.
Yeah, it's that final piece, like you said, before you get a chance to go into BCX, that coveted event, to turn over a few new leaves to try and get that seeding higher, to try and show that you're ready for BCX. Couple people are already proving that here today, because I was just taking a pre-look at what we got for potential Final Four, and a lot of the seeds that you would expect to be here at this point kind of cooked a little bit. The Summer Champs, of course, you got Hypeka and Vey that are still here. They're sitting on Winners Finals, but you also have Bidet and Bread, seed 11, up here in Winners Finals too, and I went to looks like, where's Kyler Alice? And, well, just fell with Cheese Face to 7th to Elsum and Doggo. So a very different look so far already started things off.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because generally, like, we've done a bunch of these, and usually by the time we get to this point in the season, we've got that consistency. We know, these types of people, these players, these higher PRs will kind of trickle to the top, and usually there's kind of a lot of confidence in the people who are the top PRs, but not really seeing that today. It's kind of a shakeup, which is really interesting because, one, we're seeing more Australians than normal preparing to go to the World Championship. So the number of players who are going to be looking strong going into the World Championship from specifically Australia, it's going to be different.
Remy was actually talking about that before we went live, and I'm happy to hear it because, like I said, BCX coming back, everybody is excited, everybody's prepped. They were talking about potentially like crews trying to go up against each other, and then all of a sudden you hear Australia in the mix. It's like, that's awesome. You love to hear it, you love to see it. And hopefully we see a lot of these contenders who are currently doing well here in twos move their way over. Of course, you got singles next week, which is going to be the, again, final position for people to try and bump up that seeding to move towards that. Though still, I'm super excited to see what Bidet and Bread bring to the table here for our first match, Duke, because like we said, we got 11 versus 1. Double Orion last time we saw the Summer Champs here with Hypeka and Vey. What are you thinking about what would be the approach to try and counterbalance that?
I don't know. It's interesting. Usually when you're like one of those players that, or when you're a team that's very, very low seed, but you're making these upsets, you're bringing something different, something that the people who were higher seeded weren't ready for. So it's either going to be some kind of like really niche pocket pick, or it's going to be like a very, very specific team combo style of play, because that's what we're seeing like out of EU. But right now, we've got him in the lobby. We saw an Orion locked in, but they decided not to lock in as we started talking about it, so not 100%
I got stage fright.
sure.
Literally, as we look down at the screen, everybody's like, oh, wait a minute, stop looking over here. But, like we were saying before, it was Double Orion last time. It might not possibly be that, as we're seeing Hattori potentially on the graphic over there. But you wouldn't be hard-pressed to not assume that Lance might show up here in Australia. Also, you have, if you're trying to find out what's the surprise factor coming at me, could also just be Bryn's,
well, Bryn would be like the exact opposite, right? Like Bryn would just be like, oh, you're going with what every other region has done in 2v2s. I'm liking what I'm seeing on the side of Bidet and Vey, because I'm seeing a Cross, which is one of those characters like
it's been showing up a lot
for
lately.
a while. We've been like, yeah, this thing's very like potentially meta, right? There's a lot of reason behind Cross being a strong 2v2 character, but we haven't necessarily seen like a Cross win in doubles yet. We've just been seeing people go, oh yeah, Cross looks like a really good character. Oh yeah, he looks like he's got a lot of potential, and then he doesn't quite perform. And then on top of that, he kind of got hit with the nerf pad a little bit. His side sig isn't KOing as easily as it used to.
Yeah, I think we were in that experimental extended phase where everybody assumed things might still work, but like you were saying, that nerf, playing against that, you were going for that because you had the range. You had so much coverage that you could catch someone off guard, especially with the changes that happened to a lot of the other weapons that were dominating in twos. You wanted ways to not engage, to still sneak out knockouts, and then that gets taken away from you for a bit. But still, he did show up a lot recently. Has not been, I mean, at first we were kind of surprised by it, but now it's becoming more commonplace here and there. Like you said, though, it hasn't gotten that elusive W yet, though, so maybe it might be that one here today.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really big opportunity, but looks like Australia is trying to mark their territory as the region of Orions, and this is what I love to see. Okay, Bidet and Bread are locked in. They've got the Orion, they've got the Luke, which is that crossover. But the thing that I love the most about it is they're both level 100. These are two character specialists who are like, this is my main, I'm going to play it, and I'm going to play it to an extreme.
Yeah, so it's not going to be unfamiliarity when it comes to going in and approaching this. But like you were saying, the region of Orion, we have 3 across the board here. So, yeah, but it's there's no reason to break the formula that won before. You know, when you're Hypka and Vey, and I think it was like 3-1 when they closed it out at Summers. They were playing very dominantly. They controlled the pace of the game well. Double Lance controls the entirety of the stage. Speaking of stage control, we're going to start things off your winners finals on Demon Island.
Yeah, the person I'm going to be keeping my eyes on the most, though, is going to be Bidet. He's kind of the odd man out, coming in without an Orion, already locking up both of the red team members, offstage opportunity, but not able to convert into a KO onto Vey.
Well, luckily, you already know that you can snipe out a couple of those early knockouts here on Demons with that small amount of room to work with Gauntlet lineup. But you have to also find a way to break up Hypka and Vey, who are already right next to each other. Got good team combo lineup, and that should be the first one, but it's not going to be just enough. That was very close to finding the first KO.
Ooh, credit to Bidet on that one. He was able to keep Bread alive for a little while longer and convert to a KO on the right side with a ground pound. Bread does eventually fall, but he's not even looking at Bread. He was already putting on that damage on Hypka. Bread and Bidet have come to play.
But they've definitely playing like Luke, just kind of boxing by himself, but tried to stall out. I like the idea of trying to stall for a second there, but got hard read by Vey, not going to let him get back.
Yeah, it's really hard to stall against a Lance, one of the most aerial mobile weapons in the game. But you know what? Vey does clean up the stock. Oh, he might get another one.
Yeah, look, Bidet, I get the idea. You're trying to find one of those Nair reversals, and because of all of that attempt at that, well, that started off entirely from an attempt at a Nair that led to a stock loss.
The save! The save!
Oh my god, they refused to give up any as it falls afterwards, but that was an excellent save.
That was beautiful. He gets a ground pound on the right side, immediate recovery to get a KO off of his teammate, and instead of falling, his teammate comes in, saves him, keeps him alive with the chase dodges, showing why the red team is such a dominant force here.
Yeah, they are holding a huge lead, but right now that's Brett going for a big neutral sync play. It's going to get punished pretty hard by Vey, but Vey chilling over on the side, getting through recovery. Bidet also coming through. That's another time Bidet has been caught by the ground, but he's getting beaten out by Vey every time on the right, Duke.
Yeah, he's got to be careful about these off stages. Oh, he's going to catch his teammate with that gravity cancel neutral sig. They are behind, and they cannot afford the team damage. Bidet going to get washed away, down and out, and it's all left to Bread.
Looking pristine and clean after that one, and you have to make sure that you find some sort of answer to this going into game two, because
intentional. You say that was intentional.
And 2 stacks up. You know, I'm an eternal optimist, and when Vey tries to give one up to you for free there, that, you know, actually, wait, I'm great. You're gonna give one up too. Wait a minute. Hold on. All of a sudden, look. All right. This is probably. It should be done, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's the 0.01% chance of Bread coming out with the W here, but you know what? With Vey and Hypka making those kinds of plays, they're making that percentage higher, but there you go. Hypka, Vey take game one.
I'm an eternal optimist. Like, I would have loved to see that dub happen, but there was such a huge life lead in favor of the red team that it was going to be kind of hard to make that back. But then they give you, like, a free opportunity. It's like, all right, what if we take each other out, and then we'll make it a little bit closer for you. But that team combo lineup, that was after an incredible edge guard that just happened onto Bidet, and then they immediately switch target focus over to Bread, and then get saved by Hypka afterwards, even though he got knocked out immediately after he saved them. Yeah. But they are already showing incredible synergy to start.
The thing that I'm concerned about right now is Bidet, right? He had that first stock, and it looked so good, but then he wipes it away, getting KO'd twice in the offstage, and it's like, you got to be careful. Like, yes, you got one good offstage engagement that led to a W, but after that, like, you got to make sure that you're continuing to win those offstage engagements, and right now he's struggling a little bit. If he plays a little more on stage, maybe plays alongside Bread, might see them walk away with a W. Yeah,
man. Look, like Bidet was hitting everyone pretty much during that last game, too. There was a couple times where we caught Bread in a couple of center stage attempts, and Bidet is off stage once again. Meanwhile, over on the left-hand side, Bread trying to get at least some damage on after getting jungled off double D lights. It's looking it's looking pretty much the same so far as the beginning of last game.
Okay, the disengage for a moment there, but Bidet goes back in. Bread still sticking around that side, maybe making it a little safer for Bidet, but Bread going to get taken out of that one, sent to the toaster.
Yeah, it was at least an opportunity right there for Bidet to try and find a recovery knockout, but is going to get knocked out himself by, who's that over there? Vey's recovery. I got them mixed up for a second, but that Nair coming through. Weapon Toss does save him, though, but that was great coverage from Bread. That does lead to the knockout. That was good team coordination on the right.
Yeah, and a credit to Bidet, because he was the one who stuck to the inside to make sure that he didn't accidentally recovery and save the red team member. Stock count is even. And real opportunity here. Blue team is keeping this one close. The offstage, no follow-up there. I think Hypka was trying to go for a gravity cancel Ensig.
Yeah, I think so too, and Hypka sent them back up instead. But they do have both of them off stage right now, and Bidet's not going to get the wall touch. Getting an opportunity for a save, but he doesn't get it, and that's going to be both of them falling. That was so close to a save to allow them to come back, and now they're both sitting here on one stock apiece.
He threw him the anchor, and then he just pulled his teammate down with it. Bread now down to his final stock alongside Bidet. Bidet going for the offstage again against Hypka, but
Right now, both of them separating. Does get the D-Lights there. It's not going to be enough to find a knockout still. They need to get rid of Hypka. They need to try and separate. I mean, like Vey over there hovering on the ground, but they have an opportunity. They've been going for the power play on him quite a bit, but still, Hypka just refusing to give up the second stock. And there's another team hit. Yeah, that's been happening quite a few times. What do you need to see, like, going into this game 3 here, Duke, from the blue team to try and solve what's been going on?
I mean, it's just the red team is getting these stocks a little bit faster. Like, there was that moment, right, where they were evened up, and then suddenly the blue team's like, let's go off stage, and then they lost a stock. I think if they can go for a main stage play, they might have a chance.
And I think that, like, stage control definitely needs to be the thing. Like we were saying before, you know, even with, you know, Bidet's solid play, it does get D-Light recovery. Okay, that's 2.
And he's gone. Just repeating the last one.
I applied the effort. All right, so that's now 2 games in a row. They got them down at least the last stock. But I think that the miscommunication, of course, off stage or heading off stage definitely kind of led to the demise of this game, at least because it actually wasn't even that bad, but it was this right here. As you see right there, they were all around the yellow and orange. It wasn't actually that bad for the blue team. And then they made one crucial error off stage, and that led to a massive lead that they just could not rebound from.
Yep. Just an unfortunate situation. I love that Bidet tried to clean up those stocks at the very end before losing his last one. But we're going into game number 3 again. We are in best of 5s, so this is the last opportunity for Bread and Bidet to stay on the upper side of the bracket.
Yeah, see what they do to try and switch it up. We were on Demon Island to start, then we went to Miami Dome on the second time. It definitely looked better on Miami. So it seemed like I'm not hard-pressed to believe that they would go back here, and we are going to run it back. I think this makes a lot more sense because on game 1, you just kind of got lanced, I guess is the best way to put it, because you had nowhere to run. Here on this one, they at least had a little bit more room to work with, and there were a couple of D-Light recovery plays that Bidet just missed getting knockouts on off those platforms.
Here we go, game number 3. Off stage already is Bread, but we are seeing Bidet stay a little bit smarter on this one. He's staying safer, goes up to that soft platform, does end up getting challenged by Vey at the top of the map, but he's still surviving.
Yeah, Bread trying to get some type of spacing on him, but Spirit D6 did just separate that quickly. Actually, a couple of them already. That has so much stage control presence that you have to worry so much, but they are also not afraid to go for big offstage plays like that, and he's going to get caught on the right. This is a free power play over on the Bread, and that's going to cash out. That's a 2-stock lead already.
What a great gravity cancel side sig to follow up, get that KO off stage. There's so much mobility in that side sig. Team combo! Vey going to get launched down towards the bottom, but still not enough to KO.
All right, if we're gonna see something if we're gonna see something happen, it's got to be off the plays like that. But good job not going high. There was Bread down at the bottom and in the middle of all that as well. But they did strike on Vey. They have an opportunity. Oh, he ends up knocking him down.
Yeah, just hit the corner, the wrong angle. He went for the save attempt. I can't blame him for it right now. Bidet's in trouble. He gets away. Bread with the help, but the ground pound, the gravity cancel Ensig, and Bidet's gonna fall.
You can't have that happen again. That's now 2 games in a row, and that almost Bread being knocked out here too. Bread does get the wall touch, so he gets back in, tries to find the GC. Oh, but meanwhile on the top, Hypka's also just boxing away Bidet to refuse to let him get a save. Bread has not touched the stage in like 40 seconds, and it finally fell.
Yeah, he's going to fall on that left side. And again, we're seeing a repeat. Red team up 4 stocks to the 2 of the blue team. This is looking dire for Bread and Bidet.
Exactly the same way it looked last time, too. And now we have another double up here. Ground pound coming through. I don't know if Bidet's going to sneak by. And double up on that ground pound right there. Weapon toss as well.
Bread is going to get the double, the weapon toss to guarantee it. That's that one situation where trying to save your teammate may have been the pitfall there, because the red team was definitely trying to get those nairs, those saves, and unfortunately they just both got hit and fell.
Yeah, you could not have asked for a better clutch moment from Bread right there to get that double up on that ground pound to put them at least back in the game. Bidet, however, very unhealthy over there, going to get sent to the skies, not going to get knocked out yet. Free double up here on the Bread, nothing happens. The sider is going to come through though, and now this is at least a better looking opportunity here on the last one, but once again, another 2v1.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough call for Bread. This time, if the red team decides to walk a little too far off stage, that would be huge, and Bread could walk away with a dub. He's got some help to play with here, so it's definitely not over, but the team combo potential.
Yep, and if history says anything, you know, they have given you free stocks before.
DI!
Oh my
DI,
god!
please!
Oh my god! Well, stairway to heaven on that one. D-Light,
Thumbs up, he's unhappy.
it's a D-Light, and he just let it all happen. Three, I think, what was that, 4 in a row at the end there? That's going to be Hypka and Vey taking their comfortable seat in the winter side of Grand Finals.
Yeah, I was definitely confused about that team combo because I was like, okay, you've got 2 spears. Same move DI is definitely going to activate. Maybe they're going to do some stuff with SIGs to avoid it. But no, they were just like, let's downlight our way to victory. And by the time Bread was able to get away, it was too late. One upward hit. I think it was a recovery, and Bread was gone.
Let's see. 1, a 2,
Soft platform.
A
No,
3.
doesn't even need it.
into recovery. Seal the deal with the final piece at the top just to make sure that he does not make that back. That was incredible dominance from the red team. I think the crazy part, though, is that it might not have been so bad if they just didn't get those like double KO losses that were happening to them. Every single game, there was always something that happened off stage where the moment that Hypka and Vey saw them off, it's like, oh, okay, Bread's going to come try to save Bidet, right? Or vice versa. Always led to them getting 2 out of that.
Yeah, just those offstage engagements. And, like, from a purely, like, gameplay standpoint, I get why Bidet wanted to do it. It's one of those things where it's like, I have gauntlets, I have blasters, you have lance. I will generally win in an offstage engagement, but just when you're getting outplayed like that, sometimes you got to reformat the game plan. Fortunately, it was a little too late. Red team continues on Van Hypka in the grand finals now.
Yeah, so we'll see if...
or winners final.
Yep, they're going to be sitting on grand finals. Meanwhile, elimination finals has been at least 1.5 set. Also, I did check back to see where Kyler and Cheeseface got knocked down. It was actually Bidet and Bread who put them into the elimination side of bracket. But also looking over at, of course, you had C2 taking them out in 7th with Elsa Dago. They are sitting on the elimination semi side. We're waiting to see the winner of... Oh, actually, okay, no, that one's still going. I believe it's Dexity and Zach the Boss, which is a great name, versus Fi and Beware of Chair. So taking Chair streams to a full another level. Okay. So we're waiting to see who wins that. But I think if there's a couple things that they could clean up on for Bidet and Bread is particularly, not even just the offstage engagements, but in Game 3, they had better team combos.
Yeah, for sure.
In Games 2 and 1, they were hitting each other often. So if they can replicate that success, it might not be so bad going into, if they do happen to make their way back into Grands.
Yeah, that one team combo, I believe it was the Spear downlight Sair that led over to Bidet's ground pound, and then they tried to follow up a little bit extra. That was like a glimmer of hope where I was like, okay, maybe this is like the thing that they needed. They just weren't able to get more of it for me to be like, yeah, confidently lean into those team combos. I mean, when you're coming in with the cross, that's why he's such a strong pick in twos, is you have blasters, you have gauntlets, 2 amazing team setup tools, but they weren't really using it.
Yeah, there was only a few times where it really happened. I think most of it just turned into 1v1s that they were losing, and you can't do that in twos. You have to make sure that you are forcing those power plays. For the few times that they looked good, they did have 2v1s where they were able to get Vey off, and then they immediately jumped after, but it wasn't consistent. Obviously, you know, the offstage play definitely was one thing, but I saw glimmers of hope in small doses. It just wasn't enough. I think that they weren't respecting the range, really, that could happen when they went for those, because how many times did we see a Lance side air come in to just break everything up and usually lead to a stock for it? So I think if they could get a little bit more awareness of the burst range of that, next time, if they do fight him again, they might be better off.
Well, they, of course, are down in the elimination side of things, awaiting their opponent. And depending on who it ends up being might determine whether or not they go into that grand finals. You said Elsa and Dago are already chilling in the elimination semifinals?
Yes, and let me pull back up here. Yeah, it's Elsa and Dago who are sitting in the elimination semi side. They're waiting for Dexity. I just closed it again. They're waiting for Dexity and Zach the Boss versus Ply and Beware of Chair, which currently Dexity and Zach the Boss are up 2-0. Okay. So we're just waiting to see how that goes, and that will determine our elimination semi side of things. But yeah, like you were saying before all this started, I'm really happy to hear how many players from Australia are coming out to BCX. I think currently, if I remember correctly, Remy was saying there's like 7 that he
Oh,
can think of
wow.
already that are coming. Which
I've only heard of 3.
yeah, that's. I mean, they were talking about the idea of like, hey, what if we did like Cruise or something like that? You're not gonna be able to do Cruise 3 people.
Well, yeah. Well, it'd be a very
so it's
impressive
nice
crew battle.
Yeah,
no, if they can field, they obviously with 7 you can field a full crew battle team. That'd be really cool to see. I mean, that was one of the things that we did at Mid-Season Invitational for those of you who've been watching our esports throughout the year, and that was like a really fun opener to the event. Was like the crew battles where we got to see South America, EU, North America, all these different teams compete. Would be cool to see if Australia puts themselves into that fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of pride on the line when it comes to crews. Like, and at MSI, there was so much fun that happened with it because it was the first time in a while everybody got to be next to each other again, got to see each other. All the bantering that happened, it just disappeared. It's like, oh my God, you're real, man. Yeah. I didn't realize that you were anything behind the Orion pick, but like, it's it was awesome to see everybody like bantering and having fun, and I think that's gonna just come into full fruition when we get to BCX. Not. What are we like? That barely 2 months out. It's so close.
Start of November. Get your tickets, folks.
Yes.
If you're at all excited, if you're watching this, if you want to be in person, look. I talk about we're filling. To be real, but I talk about like how to have fun at events, and the number one thing I always say is just pick a thing and just scream for it. It just like just you don't have to care about the people that are fighting, but if you pick one of them and you scream for him, the guy next to you is going to scream either with you or against you, and then you have a fun time because y'all are both either screaming for the same person or now you're screaming against each other. But you don't actually care that much. Like you're not going to actually fight over it, but you just get to be like having a good time.
I was recently at a fighting game tournament up in my home state, East Coast Throwdown, and I was TOing a couple pools because I was trying to help out, and there were 3 guys who were walking around. It's like, wait, who's the lower seed in this one here? It's like, that guy. And they immediately just started yelling for him. It's like they don't know him. They didn't know him at all. And then they made friends afterwards. But they were also going around and doing that to every pool. But that's kind of fun. Yeah. And like, for one, you get to meet new people, too. You get to have hype with it. Like you said, just like pick something to cheer about and get hyped with because it's the energy, it's the fun of being there for the competition. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be looking to see, like, who's going to be the next big name to take someone out? Will it be a returning person? Will we see the names of like Luna step up and take over after getting not 1 dub but backing it up with 2? Like there's a lot of stories that are getting ready to be built and you want to have that fun with it by being there in person.
Yeah, of course. It'll be our first event back in person where we get to see everybody. I mean, we've already talked about all the pros coming, but even like content creators, right? Like Serendipitous is supposed to be coming. There's definitely a lot of like, your friendly creators that are going to be going. But we got to give y'all some time to buy your tickets because I know you're like listening, but also going to the website start.gg/BCX. So why don't we just take a short little break, and when we come back, we will be bringing you that elimination semifinal for the Australian doubles.
Live in person for the first time since 2020. Atlanta, Georgia, where players are born and champions are crowned. The community, back together again, live and in person. The Brawlhalla World Championship heads to Cobb Energy, Atlanta, Georgia, November 4 through 6. Players from all around the world will come together, competing for the largest fighting game prize pool in the world. Players from over 15 countries represented.
Competitors, talent, crew, and community. It's more than just a tournament. I hope you got your tickets because it's time for the matches to start. We've got Dago, we've got Elsem, we've got Dex, and we've got D-Boss all in the lobby to see who is going to podium. We're now in the top 4 of things, and the winner of this gets into the top 3, where you get a medal, you get a podium, and you get a little bit more moolah for winning.
Yeah, Dex and Zactabos just taking it 3-1 to move here into elimination semis, like you're saying, continuing to move upwards to get a little bit more money, to get a little bit more towards that prize, and of course more bragging rights as you try to take the dub here in Autumn's. The final chance before we get to BCX. Some people won't be able to make it out, so this is one of those last ones you get a chance to get that throne. But I'm curious to see how this is going to go. It doesn't seem like they have actually matched up before in the past.
Okay.
So it's going to be a completely clean slate going into this one. But you have 5th place at Summers and 7th on the other side here. So both of these teams making it to top 8 last, but not really able to crack that that top portion. They have now both guaranteed a Final 4 finish at minimum. How do you think this is going to go, or how are you feeling with these team lineups right now?
I mean, just by raw numbers, Elsem and Dago are the favorites. They're the more household names in the Australian region, but at the same time, you got to give credit to Dex and DeBoss because they earned their spots here, and they clearly had to do something big to earn their spot in the top 4. Right now, off stage coming Dago onto D-Boss. D-Boss yet to pick up a weapon.
Dago wasting no time whatsoever trying to get an early one over on the left-hand side there. And like you were saying, household names, definitely household picks here as well, trying to get things going. But you also have...
Whoa!
Well, we have Undertaker exiting the building quickly. Elsem already losing a stock.
Not really staying true to the name of the Undertaker, but at the same time, that's Dex on the Orion, which we've been seeing Orions already having a lot of success in the Australian region. That might just be the meta for the region, is the Orion in doubles.
Like we're saying, you know, that you're never really in the wrong spot in doubles with the Lance picks, period. And that's all we saw at Summers. And here that story continues. But Elsem is going to get smacked back up as he tries to go down there. Spear D-Sig getting a separation, but that is going to lead to a side air because Dex was not in a position to get away from a punish there.
Good fight from D-Boss, able to survive the onslaught of attacks. Dex is going to clean up that stock from Dago. All things considered, this is relatively even. We've got everybody on second stocks, but 2 of them are in the red.
Yeah, definitely very competitive looking start here, but Dev's going to go ahead and get knocked out pretty quickly. And let's see what happens over here with Elsem, who is playing on the evasiveness, but he did get knocked out very quickly before. He's holding on to this much better. Dago was the one who held on for a long time, of course, but that whiffed side light not going to lead to a knockout.
Yeah, and now you're starting to see that Undertaker defense, that Thor defense coming in, I believe, base 7. So he's pretty tanky, and he's able to survive a lot. Good read from Dago. Will pick up both and lead to an N-Sig onto both blue team members.
Dago's going crazy. Dago has been controlling the pace of this game since the start. It has not stopped. That recovery coming through, smacking Dev away, and also preventing a lot of damage from happening in that 2v1. They actually had complete control. They had left and right, and Dago walked out on top.
That was really interesting in the offstage. Dago went for a downer. He's going to get the ground pound on the left side and get that KO. But generally, when we see like Elsem line up with that downlight side air, you'll see the teammate go for a side air as a follow-up, kind of that handoff. But Dago's going for a downer, trying to get some edge guard. Dex does get the down sig.
That was actually incredible from Dex. He separated the both of them so well, trying to catch them off stage, slipping for hanging out too long, but didn't work out. But this only got to this point because Dex had an incredible coverage. But speaking of incredible coverage, weapon toss to make sure that he forces them off the wall into a guaranteed ground pound. They take game 1, but it definitely looked a lot closer than expected for a second there.
Yeah, again, like starting this one off, we were like, you know, it's Elsem and Dago, 2 household names coming in, definitely the higher PR team. And it was staying relatively even. There was a decent chance if Dex was able to get the KO onto Elsem that this could have just been a clean 1v1, but some great edge guard, some great team play from Elsem. Able to clean up the stock.
Yeah, curious to see what Zactabos's approach is going to be going into this after that first game, because there was a couple of stocks that lost pretty quick. Obviously, Hattori not the heaviest, but you know there were good team combo lineups. It just actually couldn't get away from Dago. Like a majority of the problem was Dago, and we're also seeing some Hammer too. We haven't really seen a whole lot of Hammer recently in 2s due to a couple changes, but also making it work, which primarily with the orb. But even at the end. And at the very beginning, I remember seeing a stock loss off of a Hammer Nair. So still making it work here in 2s.
Yeah, the Hammer Sairs were definitely chunking. And, of course, like that coach pitch, that downlight side air is still a really good setup tool. It's even gotten like a little bit more of a straight horizontal launch, so can be a little bit more consistent. And this is what I wanted for the blue team, is a little bit more area to move in. Miami Dome is a little bit more tight compared to Demon Island.
Yeah, we're going to go to Demon Island, like you said, for the second pick here. And I hope that it helps out, especially with considering how Doggo's stage control was last game. I don't think that we can really look away from that in any way. He had complete domination with that. But Deb, over on the left-hand side, there's Zach the Boss. Meanwhile, Dex is getting some. I like how Zach is actually putting a target focus on Elsa more to make sure that he stops him from getting anything started after Deb goes in.
Yeah, this is something that like can sometimes happen in doubles. Is just the opposing team will just focus down the high defense legend, trying to take him out early, and you're seeing kind of that happen. D-Boss, Zach DeBoss really wants to finish off Elsum. The down sig is going to launch him, and now they have the opportunity for the power play onto Doggo, but Doggo is going to get that recovery, keep the blue team split.
Zach DeBoss was looking for a recovery. My goodness, everybody getting set far away. Both teams losing someone in the middle of that by favor of Doggo, and Doggo actually falls quickly, and Zach DeBoss holding on much better here in this game, getting D-like Dare, pushing him off stage, actually going very hard. This actually could be an early knockout. Doggo getting in there to help save that. That was really bad looking for Elsum for a second.
Yeah, that was a lot of threat coming out from Zach DeBoss, but Elsum got away from it. Doggo able to help out a little bit. Finally going to see that first stock of D-Boss fall, but look at the health of the red team. Blue team did a great job adding that extra credit.
Yeah, you were 100% correct on that. It took a while to get rid of that stock, and Elsum finding with Cider, but they're both deep in the red here, where before we're putting so much compliments. Double D-Light, though, instantly punished by that spear recovery.
Good recognition from D-Boss, utilizing that high movement speed of Hattori to get in there, make sure that Doggo couldn't get the entire combo, and gets the KO onto Elsum. Zach DeBoss is popping off.
He really is. As you see another one go to that Cider off the side. What is the difference you're seeing? What is the shift? Is it the stage, or
It's
is
the
it just
stage.
the fact that Zach
There's
DeBoss is going
more
off?
room to utilize that high movement speed. In the Miami Dome, he's kind of cramped, getting caught up in a lot of stuff. You're not seeing that off stage that Doggo was doing so well.
Oh, they almost evened it right back up there, though. They
That's
had
true.
such a good double up there, but the recovery off the orb is not going to be enough. Zach DeBoss, however, though, deep in the red, cannot afford to take many more of those. Another Cider off the side should take it. Dex trying to do his best to get in the middle to help, but it was not enough. One stock apiece.
Yeah, and you see the red team able to mitigate the lead that the blue team had built on those second stocks. Dex has got to be careful here. He is the most damaged person on the field, and if he gets taken out, D-Boss is going to have a heck of a 1v1, but he gets back. D-Boss does survive, but Dex gets taken out.
Yeah, you're saying Dex needed to do everything possible, and it was Elsum over there with the hammer, taking him out off the top. And now you got Doggo, who's able to reset. Doggo took so much damage this game compared to before, but those neutralites, weapon toss in. They're sending him
Team
over.
combo.
Free team combo right here, and that should be it. Amazing control and positioning. As soon as you saw the jabs go up, it's like, okay, we're not completely in position yet. I'm going to dodge over to the other side. Now send them back over to you, because Zach is probably going to be scared of what happens next, and caught him dodging. Instant free setup.
Yeah, really well done from the red team, kind of clutching that one up. It was looking really good for the blue team for a little while there, but the red team said none of that. We're able to split up this blue team and convert into a KO.
Right there, there's that jab. Weapon toss in, jumps right over immediately, because he knew that there was going to be some sort of defensive choice that happened. Because what else are you going to do? You don't really, you're looking at Elsum coming right at you. Very easy cleanup after what was looking like it was going to be blue team's game. And Doggo wasting no time trying to find one very quickly. Now, probably wouldn't have gone away, but that was a lot of damage to start.
They were very high, and Doggo did go for that gravity cancel end sig. Zach DeBoss holding on for dear life, and that might be the kind of recognition of the red team being like, you know what, Zach DeBoss did really well in the last one. Let's just try to shut him down.
I think that's the best idea. After what happened last game, it's like, look, Zach is the main reason why they were in it. It's on Dex to pick it up this time round, and they are doing their best to do that. Elsum looking for a reversal there. He does instead find them, though, afterwards. Even after missing that there, still closes it out on Zach trying to go get him.
And Dexity not able to convert into extra damage into a KO. Zach DeBoss really getting aggressive there, wants to get an even stock count, but ends up just kind of taking some damage before he can pick up a weapon.
Both of them separating right now. Cider sending over towards Dex, but Dex was still off stage. Couldn't really do much to follow up off of that. Recovery still not enough to get rid of Doggo off the top. Dex at least doing much better on survivability so far here, Duke.
Yeah, he is surviving, but as we say, it gets taken out by the side air from Elsum. Only one still sitting on that first stock is Elsum, but Zach DeBoss has got to be careful. He's already adding up a lot of damage on the second stock.
Like you're mentioning, that defense on Thor just helping him out so much. Even with that recovery, they're still not able to take off the top. That should definitely do it, though. There's not a world where you should be making that one back.
Yeah, that Orion D6, such a good tool for finishing off stocks. Zach DeBoss doesn't have enough KO power for a downlight recovery, so he goes for the side air, wants some stage control. Gets back safely.
Good dodge past Elsem over there looking to
Oh, the
catch
team
Slippin'.
combo.
Oh, free team combo, and they immediately shifted targets the moment Zach came in too. Their team communication's been on point, but
No.
Doggo does fall.
The stock count actually in favor of the blue team. This might be the opportunity for the blue team to get on the board. Zach DeBoss, he's been surviving.
And Dex definitely looking better than last game for sure, but now this is where they've been so strong. Every time they have a free power play, they've gotten it. Dex somehow walked away. That was so important that Dex did not lose that stock and missile, all of that, and he's able to get back down. And Zach sends him down. I don't know if... Okay, all right, he was able to make it back on because Doggo got in the way.
Yeah, just in case you saw Doggo go over there, there was a weapon toss, just kind of putting hitboxes out. And Elsem able to survive all of that.
Doggo immediately
what a
smacking
wake
him
up.
down, say, get out of here. I'm not trying to deal with you right now. Dex is also holding on to this one for a long time. This is incredibly finds recovery, but Dex needs to keep doing exactly what he's doing. However, getting hit by one side light, not punished, luckily, by Zach, who was over by there, trying to accidentally assist the Bread team.
I think at this point, Dex can get a little bit more aggressive. Now he's down to his final stock. If they take out Doggo, good opportunity here for the blue team to finish off this stock and take a game.
Definitely looking a lot better here, dude, compared to the... I mean, they looked good the first
Zach.
game, but they were able to close it. This is a huge play. Zach needs
Can
to
he
get
save him?
saved.
He
He misses
can't.
the nair.
He's going to fall!
He's not going to be able to make that back. He did all he could to try and help him down at the bottom of the blast zone, but he misses the nair and then falls himself.
What
And
a
that's going to be
heartbreaker.
Elsem and Doggo taking it here 3-0, but that very much should have been a 2-1 the way that was going. But at the end of the day, we take those, and they're going to go ahead and move forward into Elimination Finals.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Elsem. Had a fantastic edge guard with the orb. Caught the dodge down, I believe. Oh, no, it was a down air that he hit. And Dex just not able to hit the nair. Elsem converting into a second KO for the double, for the cleanup, for the set. And Elsem and Doggo go into the top 3.
Yeah, amazing job from them. I mean, they were able to do a similar thing in Game 2. That one, unfortunately, came to a missed save, but even then, if you don't go out there, you're fighting a 2v1, so you need to make that happen to stay alive. Well, in Game 2, that was not their game to win at one point. It was the blue team's game, and they clutched it up. They were able to shut it down. Zach went crazy. Dex was not as strong as you expect on that Game 2. Looked way better in Game 3, but... they were able to keep consistent. One thing that they were really good at was last stock situations. They weren't crumbling, and it didn't happen again there as they take it 3-0.
Yeah, they clutch up in those final stock situations. It might have been a 3-0, but you know what? It was 3-0, and it was close. Either way, Elsem and Doggo continue on. They're now going to be going into Bread and Badai. Who knocks Doggo and Elsem in the elimination side of things?
That's a fantastic question, actually. I'm going to go and take a look at that. As I was looking at the history between these two, there was nobody who had those two haven't fought each other. So, Elsem and Doggo. It was actually the team they just beat.
Okay.
Dex and Zach DeBoss sent them down, and that was also 3-0. So they got their revenge there with the 3-0.
Nice.
And I could see why, too, because it's not like those games were far off. Like you said, it was 3-0 close. They were close games every single time, but Elsem Doggo figured something out here. And sometimes also when you're in the elimination side, panic starts to settle in a little bit. It's hard to keep composure sometimes. And whoever is able to have better stamina long-term to stay composed in that is able to walk out on top. So incredible job from them.
Different type of pressure. But now we're going into the top 3. The team that falls here will be going home with the bronze medal. Winner of this goes into the grand finals to fight Vey and Hipka. But we've got Doggo and Elsem. We've got Bread and Badai. No character swaps.
Yeah, I don't think we really need to. I mean, even what was happening with Badai in the winners finals, I think that it was starting to click like as it went on. We mentioned that like 4-piece string that they had later. I think that the pressure might have settled in. They weren't prepped to deal with that double Orion. But let's see how they handle this in elimination finals, running it here to Apocalypse to start things off.
Shoutouts to Bread, making sure that we still see an Orion in every single set today. He's able to come in. Nice little follow-up from Badai as well. Off of Bread, so already a little bit of an early damage lead, actually in favor of the red team because Elsem's untouched.
I say Elsem actually hasn't been hit one time yet. Okay, finally got hit off of a trade-off there, but took forever to do it. That's the last thing you want. When the Thor is the one that's not getting hit, you're in for a bad time because he's already going to live forever, and his defense has been on point, and Doggo's been hitting everybody in his path, so they're going to need to figure this out ASAP.
Yeah, Badai was going for a cheeky offstage play. The down air comes out. Great follow-up. That's that side air on the handoff from Elsem. That's a nice double KO in favor of the red team.
Amazing start right there. Looking very similar to what we just saw a little while ago, and it's just continuing right now for El Samandago. I feel very scared for
What?
Okay.
Okay. It was the universal sign of having connection issues. It was just done in such a cheeky fashion that I thought it was like the biggest brain play. Oh, Elsem doesn't care. Elsem says we take those.
All right, so we'll find out. We will figure out what's happening here as a result
wait.
of this in a second. But
Who takes those?
like you were saying, the universal sign of some connection issues. And for the looks, things are going back into it. I think the trade-off here seemed to be that they gave up 1 stock apiece for the blue team.
Yeah, that was just kind of a little bit of wonkiness. They didn't do the normal, like, let's emote to say we're good, you know? Like, that's usually like the, all right, tag back in. But looks like everything is cleaned up. They're just playing out these stocks, and there's just that stock advantage to the red team.
All right, well, yeah, cleaning things right back in here to start this off. No knockout on that recovery off the top there. Badai has been lining up a lot more of these dares. That's something I have noticed because, for one, getting way more lineups on these doubles on the D-line, too. That was 2 in that piece. That's actually going to lead to the knockout on Dago.
That was great timing and the down 6. Suddenly the blue team has the advantage over the red team. Looks like those connection issues have cleaned up.
This is what we wanted to see from Cross. You were talking before about how, going here with this Luke, being able to set up for your teammate is so good as his character. But now he's actually finishing his food on his own strings as well. He's playing crowd control very well with this ranged weapon, and they haven't answered it yet.
From deep with the unarmed ground pound, Elsem able to get back up safely. Yeah, Badai is playing out of his mind right now. The side sig not going to connect. Elsem with a great punish, but that's just going to put Badai into the final stocks alongside everyone else. They need this KO, and they're going to get it with the weapon toss.
At first, I was going to say I don't completely disagree with that side sig because you had so much damage on you that it was kind of worth going for an attempt at it, but it did lead to them being able to freely get bread. However, he has both of them at very damaged ranges. If he could find Doggo slipping, maybe a recovery takes him out. I don't know if it'll take out Elsem just yet, but it's not undoable.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that D-Light recovery almost take out Doggo a second ago, and Elsem wasn't even there to break it up. The red team really trying to keep this pressure going. The side air, Badai's in trouble. Can he get past it? No, can't even get to the wall. Red team, they clutch up in the final stocks.
How many times have we seen Elsem and Doggo always make sure that they cover off of a team combo every time? And that, at the very end, was off of Badai going for, I believe it was a dare off the platform, got hit, tried to jump away, got smacked away in the middle of that combo, and as soon as they saw 2 resources gone, it's like, oh, cute, that means we can go push at you off stage, and there's no way you're not going to sweat beads, no reason to touch you. Very good cleanup at the end.
And that's one of the kind of the double-edged sword that is Cross. Great for setups. Long active frames mean that your teammate has plenty of time to follow up. But when you're left in the 1v2, now you're just locking yourself down. Those down airs are just time for you to get set up on by the opponents, and that's kind of what worked out for the red team. Either way, Brennan, Badai, I saw the glimmer, I saw the chance, hoping to see they can get at least 1 game today.
Yeah, they've been progressively turning the light bulb on a little bit higher each and every game, and I want to see when it is completely lit up because there's been a lot of opportunities that have definitely looked better. That game, Badai looked really good. Bread was struggling a little bit at the start, but I think that with the fact that they were able to rebound so quickly after giving up 2 stocks due to the connection thing, they looked good. So I can only imagine how they look in game number 2. Like you were saying, in 2v1, though, it's kind of hard to set that up. You have to mostly side air space and hopefully get to gauntlet at some point usually, because the moment that he went for dare, he got hit by recovery twice because if the trade is always in favor of the red team to guarantee you don't get your recovery after that.
Unless you're getting both people with that down air, you're kind of just getting hit as a result. But either way, we're interested to see Brett and Badai. They're really taking their time on this one, thinking about what they're going to do, which, like, to me says you've got 2 people who are character specialists. They're both level 100. Is this like that crisis moment where they're like, well, we're already down. It's elimination bracket. This is the farthest we've ever gotten. Is this where we switch off our mains?
Well, at least at minimum, you get team communication time because, like you said, this is elimination finals. You're at the end. You need to sometimes just take a minute to actually think about what happened because, like as you were saying, character specialist, sometimes you don't really have the idea of wanting to go into that pocket pick. Sometimes that actually might be worse than continuing what you have to do. But at least if you're stopping to talk to your teammate to figure out, hey, let's figure out what's going on. Why did we lose when we had started climbing the lead? Why were you getting hit so much? And what can I do to help better your situation so you don't get hit as much? Was it something that I was overextending on? Because if that's the case, maybe I'll back off a bit more and go into center. Because there's always the issue sometimes where somebody's playing so good that they don't go help their teammate. And that leads to worse situations because now your teammate is down 2 stocks, even though you were looking really good getting that one.
You would make such a good teammate in doubles because you didn't stop at just, why are you getting hit so much? Because that's what I'm so used to. Just like, why are you getting hit? Just like, see, come on, we're winning.
There's this weird concept of when you're in twos that you are together as a pair, and sometimes it's not just your teammate who is getting popped. It might be you not helping your teammate.
No, I play a lot of team games, and the reason why I'm bronze in Valorant is because everybody else is throwing. All right, I said rush A.
I was holding forward the whole time. Why weren't you also holding forward? Okay, you were getting pushed back.
I flashed. You should have closed your eyes. It's your fault.
That's good. That's good. I mean, though, it's good because also it does seem like they're taking. I like to zoom in on you, just like check. Hey,
all right, they're locked in.
Just remember next time that if your Q falls, just look through to see. It's like, who was feeding? Who's this Duke guy? But we'll see what happens here in the next game. Of course, like we were just saying, they are character specialists, and it looks like they are locking back into that, having a bit of heart-to-heart chat with each other, trying to figure out what happened. I think survivability is so strong on the red team; it's kind of been hard to deal with them. And Doggo has almost been approaching unchecked most of the game, and I think that they left that in the hands of Bread, who was losing out. Maybe a switch up a weapon, because I think I saw primarily a lot of attempt at Lance again, but if we look back to Winner's side too, Lance kind of actually wasn't a big success. I saw a lot more hits with Spear, particularly Spear D-Sig from Bread, so maybe try and focus a little bit more on Spear going into this game to try and deal with the 1v1, because it seemed like the Lance was getting beat out.
Yeah, I really like the idea of the Spear for specifically their team combos because it does work really well alongside a lot of the things that Badai is doing. On the other side, yes, they did start to lean on to Doggo a little bit, but at the same time, remember, that one started off and Elsem was basically untouched. And so they're like, oh, we need to spread out this damage a little more. So it's kind of this tough tug and pull of do we just try to focus down one person? Do we try to spread out this damage and not let it be the Elsem show where he's untouched at 3 minutes into it?
Well, that's a scary situation in and of itself, right? You're trying to figure out, you go back to breakdown, it's like, okay, maybe it wasn't us. Elsem and Doggo both individually are playing out of their minds. Because Doggo, for one, has already started us off with 2 SIGs, both connecting. 3, just keeping it going because why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But Elsem has been impossible to knock out, so it's like, who's our real target here, Duke?
I love this shift in mentality from Doggo. He's thrown out so many signatures. 3 down SIGs, a side SIG as well. Nice pickup from Brett, gets both red team members. Badai tries to add a little more with that weapon toss. Another down SIG, and SIG, and Doggo's down.
That's what you need right there to get back into the game. Amazing job from Badai and Brett, able to seal that one out. And now they're focusing, they're shifting targets straight to Elsem as they get the recovery off the top. That's exactly what they needed. And look at what they've had this whole time. Spear over on Brett.
Yeah, Brett on the Spear. He's going to eat the weapon toss. It does get cleaned up. They got a little bit of damage onto Doggo, but what an explosive start from the blue team. And if they can keep that momentum, this could be big.
People can't see it, but I'm slow clapping the red team right now with how quickly they answered that. Because after a lead like that, it's easy to have your mentality go, whoa, wait a minute, we got to make something happen. Well, they did, and they did it efficiently. They took almost no damage in exchange doing that.
Yeah, they did not get caught too off guard. They were able to clean that one up easily. Doggo able to pick up 2. Elsem with the reaction gets the side air, adding extra damage. Those little follow-ups lead to big KOs.
That was all off of a quick punish on a whiff D-Light, too. They have been recognizing that so quick. And Doggo not scared at all of Bread over there, but the weapon toss comes down. This does separate them, though. Badai was not in play to go and try and get that. That was frames off of connecting on the Elsem. That might have sent him too far away to make it back.
Oh, the domination, the weapon toss just in case. Bread still able to get up safely, but the thing I'm looking at is Elsum's health bar because he is so healthy sitting on that second stock while everyone else is on their final.
He has been boxing unarmed for a while, and it's working. As he continues to do it right now, Elsum has been unarmed for so long. He got a ground pound out of it. He got so much damage out of it, and now he's got the hammer on. He finds the side air. Bradai is probably not making that back as he puts out the taunt to send his final wishes over to his teammate Bread to say best of luck.
He got 5 KOs without losing this second one. Elsum is berserk. This is insane. The red team, they shook off that initial stock loss and just came out swinging.
I absolutely need to see the stats for Elsum after this. As Bread falls in, Doggo and Badai, Doggo and Elsum take game number 2 here after what was, again, another solid start for the blue team. And then they just say, no, stop that. No, cut it out. Like, I don't even know how else to put it. Elsum and Doggo are playing so phenomenally. Their revenge KO factor, like, is 100%. Like, they put so much points into, like, rage mechanic after they got hit, after they lose the stocks. Like, okay, now we come back even harder.
I don't know how much you play racing games, but there's this thing called rubber banding where, like, the bots will kind of get pulled closer. I feel like that's what's Doggo and Elsum is, like, they rubber band a little bit. They lose early, but that just gives them so much potential energy to lead into KOs. That is a tiny stock.
That was 151 unarmed damage. Let me make that clear again. 151 unarmed damage. That is a whole stock. And like, okay, all right, so Elsum is really playing out of his mind, not even just on the defensive side, but meanwhile, Doggo getting doubled up on, gets out of there, but Duke, I don't even know what do you think is the blue team's approach that they're going to have to do to try and solve this, because it's not looking too hot so far.
They need to find a way to stop this momentum of the red team, because we're already into game number 3, and the red team is keeping the same momentum they had at the end of game number 2.
This is nuts, as we see a stock already fly on Bread. Badai might be close to follow soon after that. Weapon toss down to try and catch him. He does sneak his way back on, though, just barely.
Nice follow-up from Bread, putting some threat onto Elsum. Badai trying to hold on, but neither of the red team members quite in that KO percent.
That's going to be a big whiff punish right there. That's now 2 times that he's attempted to do that and has been whiff punished in center for it. So Badai probably going to be second-guessing that from this point forward.
I love that Elsum just comes in, is like, I'll neutralite all 3 of you. That is a net positive for my team. The side air, not enough, but Badai does take out Doggo's first stock.
Oh my goodness, and dodge, not only dodges the GCD light, but the ground pound coming through as well. Elsum holding onto the stock once again. Doggo, meanwhile, being an absolute problem as usual. Bread sending Doggo up to the skies, looking for an attempt to try and go put some damage on him, and still nothing. Bread's D-Sig absolutely nowhere for anybody to be found.
Man, this is so tough for the blue team because, okay, good down sig will finally finish off that stock because there's no single target, right? Like, if they try to focus down Doggo, Elsum pops off. If they try to focus down Elsum, Doggo pops off. You're just going into 2 monsters.
I think that's been the scariest part, is that they've barely been fighting 2v1s half the time. They're just they're winning every time they try to do a 2v1 on them. And Elsum just missing that full finish on that team combo. Doesn't matter. The weapon toss coming out to try and help him out. Does not matter. He loses his stock in the middle of that. Bread trying to get back on weapon toss down.
Nice.
And he's going to at least snipe Doggo in the midst of that. That actually was so crucial that they got that.
Yeah, that was just enough to keep Doggo from getting that wall touch. It keeps the stock count even and the hope alive for the blue team. Downsig not able to follow up off of the setup.
Yeah, this is not... every time I've said this is not undoable, actually, Duke.
You jinx it.
So
You're doing it on purpose.
The game state is looking solid for both teams at the current moment.
Oh, Badai went for a big play at the top of the map, hoping for that recovery if he caught the read onto Elsum. Gets another recovery. Elsum down to his final stock.
All right, this is an opportunity for them.
Red.
Oh, and
Doggo?
Weapon toss down actually catches Doggo. Ground ball coming through. But Doggo does get the wall touch. He gets back on.
Yo, but Bread going for the unarmed offstage against Elsum. Nice follow-up. Badai needs to survive here. Bread coming back. He's respawning, and Badai's going to sit on this wall as long as he can.
The weapon toss coming down. He's going to get the wall touch, and there goes Bread to go ahead and Lee's body block, but the sider coming through on Doggo, sending him back off once again. Good dodge right there. Gets back on the stage. Elsum separating as much as he could. Badai holding on just enough longer. Usually in those spots, the stock is always falling.
Yeah, it's been tough surviving those situations. Bread swinging, the side sig connects. Able to keep Bread from getting punished too hard on that one.
Oh,
Bread
that
again
just
with the
missed.
down sigs.
That was a solid whiff punish right there, too, with that down sig after he was just getting team comboed himself. Goes for another one, though. Does not get sent far enough away to really stop them from trying to go and hit. But Elsum falls first. It's the first time they've had a chance, but right now, Badai is pretty unhealthy. He does not fall to the recovery.
Doggo wants to take down Badai. Bread trying to keep the teammate alive. He gets the Sair, and that is Badai and Bread on the board, 2-1.
Able to keep their run alive just barely at the end. That was impressive. There was a point in time where it was looking very similar to what has happened every other time. Badai was deep off stage. They almost got him with the edge guard. It was going to be a 2v1 on the Bread, and we already know how that's been. The writing is on the wall the moment that has happened. Not this time. They were able to actually get their name onto the board.
They managed to hold on. The clutch factor was not enough for Doggo and Elsom. You could kind of see in the movement, like, the franticness of the blue team, though. Like, you could see that stress building. And hopefully
for sure.
they have some time to kind of shake it off as we get into game number 4. Bread and Badai trying to hold on, take this to game number 5.
The moment for me that I saw that revealed like the stress was when Bread was getting team comboed, and Wall, as soon as he was out of hit stun, immediately had a spear desync out.
Yeah.
He was hitting that button like, please break this, and it ended up working out. So let's see if their composure comes in settled here. Well, how do you think that this is going to go here on Apocalypse compared to the matches prior?
This is definitely interesting map pick. It's very different from Miami in that there's not those two platforms, but as far as like main stage room, it's relatively similar, a little bit shorter walls, and there's potential to move. Whoa, that side sig off the soft platform. Did he see into the future? Because that was out of nowhere.
He's actually lining up way more all of a sudden here. I think the stage definitely benefits someone like Elsom, so he can find for one more straight hits with Hammer whenever it's on deck, but also Orb just being able to find side lights forever, like so. Sider's not going to be enough to take him off on the side, but it's not been too bad, but that's going to be a pretty big opportunity. Dare's going to come through. That is a double KO right there for the blue team. Excuse me, the red team over the blue team.
What a wire cross there for the blue team. Both of them went for the edge guard on the same person, and they kind of mixed up and then led to a KO onto both of them. Still wanting to finish off Elsom. Badai is going in unarmed. Starting to get a little bit risky here as he's taking a lot of damage against Elsom's hammer.
Yeah, Bread trying to get really aggressive on his way back off the stage. Well, he reversed one right there. Does find a ground pound that's going to at least net them Elsom stock.
That was a great weapon swap from Bread there. He threw away the lance, picked up the spear, immediate downlight side air, just slight mispositioning from Badai. Look at the neutral light. You're seeing this damage build up, but it's still in favor of the red team. I
mean, I know we mentioned it earlier, but I'm actually really happy to see how much more spear we've been seeing out of Bread. It's actually made a pretty big difference, but that is not going to help where he was positioned to try and save Badai. Once again, both of them behind a little bit here, but they do at least have Doggo deep in the red. They can keep this still close.
You're seeing Bread really trying to follow up off of Badai. Side six, not quite enough to finish off Elsom. Side sig again. Neutral sig doesn't connect to Doggo.
They're not going to be able to follow up, but the Nair separates the two of them, and that separation allowed them to go ahead and get not only that knockout, but try and put more damage on the Badai as he gets set back off once again. 2 stocks apiece on the red team, while the blue team is currently sitting behind, trying to stop it.
This could be Badai's tournament stock here. The side air takes out Doggo, the ground pound. Bread gets caught by the recovery, but they both survive. They need the stock off of Elsom.
They had a solid play going right there, but as soon as they realized Doggo was out, it's like, okay, we got to back off. We cannot afford to get ground pounded here. Step D-Sig does come
through. They need
through.
this combo.
Big team combo right now, lining it all the way up, putting him all the way into the deep orange. That makes this a much more doable game.
That's great damage built up, but still Badai the most hurt person. Doggo not quite at that KO percent, but Bread wants the KO. The side sig connects onto both Elsom and Bread. They need to take out Doggo if they want a game 5. Badai survives!
Badai not falling just yet. That's going to be a couple of neutral lights to separate the two of them. Meanwhile, Doggo over on the right. They do have a 2v1, but Doggo getting focused on by Bread right now, trying to catch him on the right-hand side. Good defense from Doggo to get back on.
Got 2 players very damaged. The Nair almost sets up. Bread can't get hit. The Nair, the Sair. Last stocks each. Elsom with plenty of health, though.
This is a make-or-break moment right now for Bread, and he breaks as the Bread is sliced. Elsom catching him with the side air, ending that run from Badai and Bread with the 3-1 here to make their trip into Grand Finals.
Elsom and Doggo close out this elimination final. They're moving on up into the Grand Finals where they have to fight Vey and Hipka. Credit to Bread and Badai here. Coming in, seed number 11, I believe, and to get into the top 3. Definitely made some upsets and definitely kind of earned some valor here in the top 3 of the Australian region.
100%. Incredible performance from them. You know, there's a couple moments we were looking here in the upper portion of the bracket going, okay, when is that moment going to shine? When are we waiting? Because we see it, but it's not coming to full fruition yet. When are they going to do it? And they started to show. They started to actually, I think that long break they had, that long pause, just trying for like, okay, let's talk this out. Let's figure this out. What do we need to do? It helped a lot. They were able to somehow stop Elsum from living forever and got at least one game, and they made the other games a little bit more doable, but this clutch factor right now from Doggo and Elsum, especially with the recognition of, while in a scramble to set up a team combo, has been too good as they move into Grands.
It's been impressive, but at the end of the day, they're still on the elimination side of the bracket.
Very
they're
true.
still coming in hungry, whereas on the other side, Vey and Hipka have been chilling. They've been in the grand finals. They've got that upper bracket advantage where they have to be beaten in a best of 5 before they go into another best of 5, where that's where Doggo and Elsum have to win twice to get that W. And the question for me is, like, is the clutch factor going to be enough against this double Orion? Is the rubber banding going to be enough to put Elsum and Doggo above them?
So they might need that blue shell potentially to hit the people in first, because they are going to be looking at the #1 seed. This is the #2 seed overall for this tournament, Elsum Doggo, getting their way back. So if you're putting predictions out and you're trying to guess and you're confused about what some of the things that happened, well, this is at least one of the things that people would have been looking at to start. We have the grand finals of Hipka and Vey versus Elsum and Doggo here in Grand, seeds 1 and 2 overall for this tournament. I'm not hard-pressed to say Elsum and Doggo get a reset. I think that they can at least get one with the way that they're playing. But with the way that Hipka and Vey's combos, coordination has been, that is a stamina destroyer, trying to deal with something like that as it goes. And also, they got hit by a lot of Spear D6, and actually just a lot of, in general, a lot of Orion SIGs.
Yeah.
That game when there was only 1 on the board. They're going to need to find a way to solve that, because now they're going to be facing 2.
Yeah, I mean, I got to reveal my own personal biases. Elsum's one of those people who's coming to BCX. So I want Elsum to do really well. I don't know if Hipka and Vey are. If they are, then I guess my bias doesn't matter anymore. But Elsum, I know, is for sure, like, going to BCX. So, like, again, this is that last opportunity to get PR, get kind of those wins to go into the World Championship. So the better Elsum does here and next weekend, the better he'll look going into the World Championship.
It's like you have nieces and nephews that are coming for like Christmas or something like that. It's like, hey, you know, I know this one's coming, so I'm going to get them a big gift. And then you find out the rest are coming. It's like, oh, oops, I only got y'all socks.
They only told me that.
Yeah, I didn't know that y'all were coming too.
I promise he's not my favorite niece. It's just like, you know.
Well, we're going to see who gets at least crowned and a bit more bread in that pocket, because we are in the final 2 to see who gets to take that coveted spot at the top of the podium here, Duke. I think that, you know, the Summer Champs definitely going off of that one, looking to possibly go back-to-back. They're on the winner's side of it. But with the way that Elsum and Doggo are looking right now, I'm not against believing that we see a reset here, and they're going to at least put a lot of effort to try and make this as competitive as possible. But I do have a little bit of bias to people who are actually coming too, so I would like to see a really good match from all involved as we get into grand finals.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one no matter what. Of course, 2 strong teams coming into the grand finals. Elsum and Doggo versus the double Orion of Hipka and Vey. Starting it off in game number 1. Doggo picking up the axe, already getting a little bit of damage onto Hipka.
That's been like the sentence of every game so far that Doggo's been involved in. Gets axe, immediately puts you in yellow. There's been no chill whatsoever from Doggo's gameplay from the start, and that is crucial because you need to make sure that you are lining up all the team combos for Elsum to line up like that right there once again, and they're already starting off with a pretty solid damage lead.
Dude, Doggo's doing such a good job surviving. Like, we know Elsum's got the defense, but Doggo's positioning. He's only gotten hit by 3, now 4 things, 2 of them being nairs from Vey. Now the nairs are starting to add up, but Doggo still utilizing that high movement speed to dance around these spears.
And immediately already getting hit by one of those Spear D6. So the hit ratio on that against his team is like 95%, and it might continue. As we see, recovery going off the top. Another one right there. They started off behind in damage, and they have almost taken him out as that Lance recovery coming through, trying to end Doggo. Doggo deep off stage. This is a free power play over on the Elsum in the meantime.
Yeah, that was a great start for the red team. That led to a KO for the blue team. Now into the offstage, Vey. Eats one down air, but he's able to get back up safely. Elsem over to the hammer.
I like how Hipka just kind of faded back and forth, too, while he was in center. It's like, okay, who wants it? Like, who wants to come over here? And it actually was really good. But that is going to end Doggo's first stock right there. And Vey still chilling on 3.
Vey surviving. He is in that KO %, but he doesn't care as he's adding up damage onto Doggo. Side air finally puts everybody onto those second stocks, but Hipka in a good position could actually get a stock onto Doggo or Elsem, but Doggo is swinging.
Vey's lance is like fuel efficient. He does not care how much gasoline he's using in the middle of rushing you down, nor when he's in the damage for that matter. Very healthy at the moment. Hipka has been very solid at staying alive for long periods of time too. That being said, Elsem has been an absolute problem for everybody. Tries to find him on a sidelight, sends him over to Doggo. Nothing comes of it, but they did finally dodge one. Good patience right there from Doggo.
Yeah, and it led to some nice damage, but again, the wires crossed from the red team. They weren't able to lead into more. The N-Sig doesn't connect, but the side Sig will gets the double for the blue team.
What an amazing coverage from Hipka. It's like, oh, you think you're going to punish this? No. Immediately covering in to make sure that if Vey did fall, he got 2 out of it, and he didn't even end up falling. They do end up getting Hipka there. Vey getting close to falling at the moment, but this is a much different game because of that.
Elsem in position, wanted to get the KO onto Vey, but Hipka was right there. Team combo opportunity, but Doggo doesn't hit the jump for the nair.
That's a rare drop, like a very rare drop between these two that we've seen so far since they have graced the stream's presence. The recovery is going to get missed right there. Elsem sending him apart, and good defense to get away from Vey, who immediately tried to go cover him, Duke.
Trying to survive, trying to get that damage. We are into the final stocks, relatively even. Elsem can't split it up, and Doggo's going to fall on the left side. It's all left to Elsem in the 1v2. He's got the defense of the Undertaker, but is it enough?
Very, very rare occurrence we're looking at right now is a 2v1 against the red team, who Elsem and Doggo have been impossible to set this up. Weapon toss, though, going to allow them to not only get one, but actually position for the second one here. Elsem is trying to find his way in, but the current target is Hipka, and he's not allowed to get to him.
Great patience and a pickup from Hipka leads to a KO, and game number 1, showing why Vey and Hipka earn their spot here on the winner's side without losing a set.
Letting them know as they sit currently in the thrones right now, they're looking to go ahead and add to that collection as that D-Light Seer comes in at the end. Hipka not even caring that he was the one that was unhealthy. Pushed forward right at the end there. D-Light Seer, seal the deal. Game number 1 already. That actually answered a lot of questions for me, but that was actually incredibly close. 1,004 to 992. That was actually very solidly played. That was one mistake from Hipka to Elsem getting maybe a recovery knockout and making that 1v1.
Yeah, I mean, I think it really boiled down to a little bit before that where Doggo ate the Lance ground pound. You can kind of see it on the graphs, that final stock there from Doggo, right? Like, it kind of got cut short. There was a lot of damage that got added up, and then in the off stage, that ground pound took the stock a little earlier. And if Doggo was able to survive, I think we could have seen a very different finish to game number 1.
Like we said, very rare mistakes. There was 2. 1, Doggo getting caught by that. 2, not finishing their team combos. Yeah. There was 2 of them at the end where every other time leading up to this point, they have landed all of them. So that was a rare miss. Possibly some stress because it was last stock. Happens. Nobody plays perfect. So if they could clean that up in the next game, probably able to take it. That's why I still believe that even after they lost that first one, we still have the potential for a reset here with the way they're playing, because that was still incredibly close as we go to Miami Dome.
We're going into the Dome for game number 2. Doggo not able to pick up the X this time, but he's still able to add up some early damage onto the opponent.
He plays with 3 weapons. Like, look, I mean, it's on character. He's playing Undertaker, so he needs to be able to box with his hands as well, and he's been doing it.
Well, top of the map, though, Doggo. Sweat beating, still surviving. Side Six's teammate, though, double Lance for this blue team.
Yeah, this is a nightmare scenario for all involved, all parties ever, when double Lance is on deck. Your teammate and your opposing players. But Hipka and Vey were able to at least slow it down a bit. They were hitting each other a few times in the middle of that, but the red team did walk away, unfortunately, with the most damage, and already Doggo falls.
Yeah, that was just an unfortunate spot for this red team. The side air, a little bit of team damage coming out from this blue team. It's going to be Doggo who gets the side air to keep that stock count even.
Like we said,
nice.
all parties involved. When there's a Lance on screen, nobody's happy.
Nice.
But that weapon toss down, Elsem
whoa!
He ends up making it back. Look, Lance and that recovery still able to get it done, even after that incredible play that Elsem had going.
He was trying so hard. He went for the ground pound, but unfortunately got caught. The chase dodge up keeps Vey alive, and Vey still sitting on that first stock.
And Doggo trying to go and help, accidentally hitting Elsem in the middle of that, who Elsem, I think he had it lined up to deal with Vay. But Hipka currently on the left-hand side. Vay does body block to get in the middle of that. That sidelight comes through, lets him get back on stage.
Love that handoff that came out from the red team. The double side airs, getting extra damage. Hipka actually about to get KO'd here if he eats a side air from the wrong spot, but it's going to be Vay who falls down to the second stocks.
What amazing reversals. What the side air does come through, still not enough. Vay trying to get in the middle of that and does dodge, and now
Whoa.
Doggo gets caught in the middle of that. But Doggo actually, is Doggo going to make it back? No,
his teammate!
He saved him. Elsem, the MVP down there, saving him after almost knocking him out. They do end up saving each other, but the theme in this game, too, is that everybody can catch these hands. It doesn't matter if you're on my team or not. There's been a lot of team hits that have been happening so far, just slightly, ever so slightly in favor of blue team.
Absolute chaos, and yet the stock count is even. Elsem avoids the N-Sig. Doggo needs to survive, at least until Vay is as damaged,
Wow.
but wow, they both side six hit. That was a DI up.
Yeah, what was the only correct choice there, Duke, was to go to the right. And you just not engaged.
No, Elsem, Doggo can't save him. It's all left to Doggo.
Oh no, Doggo is not in a good spot here. You have Vay currently at well, he's at an ending of the game spot right now. This is looking like this game 2 is going in favor of Hipka and Vay as they take a 2-0 lead. That time with another amazing team combo, it's getting that much closer for them to go back to back.
That was an impressive team combo. Vay, I also want to point out that down light slide charge in the gravity cancel side heavy. That was just such a weird decision, but here's that DI. The last frames of Hipka's side sig connects, and because it's same move DI, Doggo was holding up, so he just launched straight into the sky.
They both slid right in, and we're not ready for that whatsoever. I mean, 90% of people aren't ready for them to double up on you with 2 side sigs rolling in like that. And now they have 2 in their favor. My idea before of the reset is starting to look a little bit gleamer as time has progressed. Because I don't know how you rebound after that last one. Everybody was smacking each other around that entire time. And, one way to change it up is we're going to see... Are you actually going to do it? All right, well, never mind.
I thought for a sec, but no, he's going to stick with it. Elsem was hovering on the Eivor for potential double Bryn, but nope, he's sticking with the Undertaker for game number 3, and now this is it's getting tough. The double Orions are currently up 2-0, and they could easily close this out 3-0 if they win this one.
Yeah, I get the mentality of the idea. It's like, okay, maybe I should switch right now. Double Brand is going to be a pretty good idea. It's been working. It's worked in the past for many. But it's also the last potential game of your tournament run, and you've been only playing the Thor up to this point. You probably shouldn't switch. It looked good. I think that it's just, honestly, the team coordination from Hipka and Vay is actually phenomenal. One thing that we didn't get to point out too much, I don't think I saw a single time where somebody went for something and there wasn't coverage on the whiff. Like, as soon as I saw like a side sig come out from Hipka, Vay jumped in with a slide cancel D-sig in center to make sure nobody got in the middle of that. And then they would do the same thing in reverse. There was so much whiff coverage protection from the blue team. I think that's been messing with the red team as we go into game 3.
They've got so many good things going for them as we get into game number 3. Doggo already trying to start off some offstage this time on the left side, but it's up his axe.
So you get used to that noise. We got Double Lance currently on deck right now. Both of them riding through with all these siders, trying to just make sure that nothing gets started. And also, this is the first time, I think, amongst all the matches where Doggo didn't start off with like a 5-piece string. So that's already good news for the blue team. But it is incredibly even at the moment because everybody's kind of been, once again, smacking each other. You just need to make sure that you're not the one to get caught off stage like this.
He gets up. He's able to survive for a little bit here. Potential for a punish. Hipka's going to be the one to punish him. I guess it's the softest punish option, right? Is hit your teammates so that the opponents can't get a side sig on him.
Sometimes that's actually the right idea. You know, jokes about everybody hitting each other. Sometimes you got to know the intentional time to take damage, and your teammate poking you versus a full combo can actually be the process that you need. Recovery is not going to get punished, though, by Doggo trying to go help out Elsem.
Good mix-up there from Hipka, trying to punish Doggo if Doggo came in, but Elsem is able to get that first stock off of Vay, and Hipka's going to try to stay high, make sure he doesn't get caught in a team combo. He's going to survive until Vay comes in. Vay hits 2 people with a side air, and it's going to KO one of them. Doggo going to join Vay in the second stocks.
I had a slight wheeze laugh there because I was just about to compliment Hipka for avoiding everyone for so long, finally falling to that recovery, but he was by himself.
Vay?
And it took Vay to hit him after all that.
I just love Vay comes in, immediately hits a teammate.
Like, look, only I can put damage onto my boy. But a very even game so far right now, Duke. What do you think that the red team needs to do to try and solve? Like, which one of these two is the greater threat to try and find their way into getting at least a dub on the board?
Dude, this blue team is so good that, like, you can't focus one. They're so good, like you were saying, about protecting each other, that if you try to collapse onto one, the other one's just going to go wild. And right now, I just want to see Doggo with the axe. You're able to cover so much more space with it. Punish opportunity. He hits his teammate. Also, doesn't get much there.
Again, how much damage does Vey put on Hipka himself? But luckily, one good thing is that they haven't actually been getting punished for that. And that is another big punish opportunity. D-Light recovery, not going to be enough. Tries to double up on it again. They've been doing that a lot. It wasn't able to take Elsem out, but it doesn't matter. The damage has been done.
Yeah, that's still amazing damage. Blue team looking very poised to close out this Autumn Championship. Hipka's going to fall on the right side, though. Suddenly, red team has a chance. They need to take out Vey.
I wonder if he fell because Vey was near him. He's like, okay, Vey's going to be the one to knock me out, so let me just go ahead and fall right here. But that actually is a huge opportunity right now. Oh, D-Light recovery off the top. That's going to lead to them getting a very momentary lead. Elsem has been in these spots before where he's held on to the second stock for a long time. Might be what they need right now.
That was a great reversal, but Doggo needs to survive. The blue team is hunting for him. The recoveries are coming out. Doggo gets the wall touch, goes for a weapon toss. Vey's going to survive. Elsem goes to the outside. He's going in unarmed. He hits the dares. Vey, can he get back? Yes, he can.
Able to get back in. Like you said, amazing play from Elsem, trying to make it happen over on the side with the unarmed. But once again, didn't work out. Here comes a dare. Here comes a second dare. Here comes weapon toss down. They're going to send Doggo back off stage, though. Hipka in a bad spot. He's not going to get back, and this gives him a chance.
The exclamation points coming out, but they get reset because he got hit. Doggo's going to fall. It's just a 1v1. This is the best opportunity Elsem and Doggo have had to get on the board here in the grand finals. Elsem needs to win this.
Elsem needs to clutch it out right now if they want to keep their hopes alive. Nair's going to come through, though, and smack him away. Instantly punished once again by another Nair. Cider coming through, though, Duke. It's still very doable for Elsem, but the defense so far from Vey has been really good.
Vey's been doing such a good job avoiding damage. Elsem not able to connect. Doesn't get red, though. Sticking with the orb. Vey is swapping weapons every chance he gets.
I think also Vey doesn't want to let him get access to the hammer. I think that Elsem's not feeling comfortable with this orb right now. It's not really leading to any hits. So at this point, you kind of need it, and now he's unarmed.
Good dodge.
That pogo? That should lead to a knockout. Ground pound comes through, and that's going to be it. Hipka and Vey are your Australian Autumn Championships for 2v2. Back-to-back summers into Autumn's, Duke.
The dominant force in the Australian region in doubles has become Vey and Hipka, looking so good with this 0-0. Ryan taking it 3-0 in grand finals over Doggo and Elsem. PR number 1 and PR number 1 in the region. Not for long.
Not that much longer, like you said after that. We were just talking at the beginning of this this is the final push towards the end of the year. You only have BCX left after this, so what are you going to be able to do to make a name stake for yourself? Well, winning back-to-back championships is quite a statement to make as they get another one here today.
Yeah, really good showing. Again, congratulations to Vey and Hipka. Congratulations to Elsem and Doggo coming in, getting that silver medal. And then, of course, Bread and Badai going home with the bronze. We still got plenty more action, though. What do we have for the rest of the weekend?
Well, obviously we have every other region still left to go. Australia starting off. We're going to go ahead and get to SEA in a second, but we also have tomorrow EU, we have SA, and then NA, of course, on Sunday. There's still a lot more action to be had here this weekend, but that means that Australia is done. We're going to go ahead and get ready to get to a switch off pretty soon over to the next round.
Yeah, that's right. We've still got Southeast Asia coming in just a little bit. So everyone who watched for Australia, thanks for watching. But stick around because we've still got more action. We're going to take a short little break, and when we come back, we'll be bringing you the Southeast Asian portion of the Autumn Championships. So stick around.
this one's going to be a little bit different because not only are they not going to have double-digit placements next to their name, it's either going to be a 1 or it's going to be a 2. Only the players themselves can decide what that is, and Radish is opening this one up big. He's saying, give me that 1, baby. Give me that gold medal.
He knows he's going to have to make a run. He's already done 2 best of 5s. He's got to do 2 more, and that's a great way to start it off. Basically untouched.
Observed on that one.
Oh, well, yeah, it was a punish on the signature
Sig
fish.
isn't that good evidence, right? He uses it from center stage against a Diana on the wall.
My God. Yo, Acno with the clean pop-off, double bow ground
I'll
pound.
tell you what, Acno also thinks that Sig's bad after that last game. He's like, I died to that? What?
An excellent point. I would like to see the blue team try and bully Asmodee out of the game to see if Goddess has that in her to do that 600, 700, 800 damage. When they take Asmodee out, oh my gosh, Asmodee said, look, it normally takes 180 to 200 damage to KO someone. Not anymore. High damage numbers, I don't even need them anymore. It's definitely both sides.
I'll give you that.
Asmodee's just, like, she's truly on fire right now. She is the girl on fire until Hypeka has the blue shirt on, has the water hose to just completely put out that fire, take Asmodee off the top.
A lot of damage. Keith was sitting like a light yellow. Now here he is pretty much in deep orange, almost red now. Oh, okay. Oh, Sire on top of him. Almost gets a double. He is going to get a double. He's clean. He's so clean. What a way to turn that all the way around. He sees his teammate goes down and goes Ultra Instincts on him real quick. Everybody's going down.
I was just about to say Sire accidentally took off Hemway stock there with that side stick.
Damage, Blaze, trying to get some side airs through, and he does succeed at Acto with the alley-oop after getting hit out of the
Can
knockback.
Matete make it back?
Oh, weapon throw covers up for the
Yeah, he makes it back. Wait a second. Oh, he gets down there. No. Oh, that's
Acto's
nasty.
gonna get the double tear.
They could have saved each other there.
They could have.
They were both self-preserving there, and I think they needed to take that second to be like, only one of us can make it out of here.
Yeah, I like
But
what
neither of them were willing to sacrifice it.
I like what you mentioned there because they were both being like, we should not get hit by.
Another stomp missed, but not really getting punished too tough. And I mean, that's definitely not what he wants. He can't really get hit. Oh,
Whoa!
Hey!
What?
Oh my God.
He did a double downlight recovery, bounce off the stage into a... What? Yeah, Stingray just keeping Snowy locked on that right side wall. Boomy picks up the recovery, and it finishes. Team combo opportunity into the neutral Sig. Lead for the blue team. Another team combo immediately, and they're continuing it hard. He can't get away.
And the beginning of that was what is so scary about this team combo. Those 3 hits that come out from the blue team, the D-Light Dare, sets you up perfectly for the neutral signature from Cross that is going to end up taking out the opponent. Stingray ends up falling. The blue team was too much.
It's 5 out of 5 neutral, but 5 out of 5 defense for Java, 4 out of 5 for Jeppy. It's a slight favor, just slight favor for Java, and it's starting to increase right now. It's
down air,
oh my God, what a
catches sideline.
All right, advantage state now, 10 out of 5 for Java. He has gone for the big play. That could be the mental destroyer right now that sets Java Jeppy back. It is still Vortex, so you can't
Heiskin of the lengths that they're willing to go to extend their stocks as long as possible. Coco and Spyrox, however. Oh, look at that side stick in the alley with the side air. That was crazy. I always thought this combo ends, the side stick, surely.
Oh, and another one, dude. You looked away for a second, and you missed a whole sweet zero.
It's all right, because you got it. Because Coco and Spyrox are still going on.
Dude. Woo!
And this
Coco
is
Spyrox. What a great start.
And this is, I'm so excited to see this here between.
This shoddy work all around. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like how the walls of the castle aren't touching. Now, this right here, it's good formation. The shell's on top. They're doing a good job, but right here, low level. It's not even up. Like, how are you? Come on, we're paying for equal space here, but you got one castle, 2 decorated, the other one not touching, and then you got this one. He's not even trying here. It's flat. Come on. You're better than this.
You want to come fix it?
I'm not coming over there.
You want to come fix it?
I'm not coming over there. You're better than this.
You're like 5. Come over here.
I'm back. He's got it. He's got it. Remy's the food critic that like can't boil water.
Welcome to the Autumn Championships here at Brawlhalla. We're here with the Southeast Asia region. I'm your boy Zipmaster Flex, as always, and I'm here with the baldest man in the world, Mr. Sparkalicious.
It is. They actually put a microscope on my head and saw that I have the fewest and thinnest hair follicles of anybody on planet Earth. But that thinness is not being brought into this bracket. Oh, Jesus. Come on, dude. Come on, man. Really? That's what we're doing?
I love
That's
it.
what we're doing. It is
I love it.
10:45 here, and that's what we're doing. It's time to have some fun, ladies and gentlemen. I know you just saw Australia conclude to the exciting conclusion that was yet another Vey and Hipka victory.
Yes, sir.
But now we're moving over to Southeast Asia. Even though it's called Southeast Asia, from Australia, we're going to go northwest. Probably, if you're looking at the Mercator projection. And that's where we're going to find ourselves now, Southeast Asia, for the Autumn Championships 2v2. Now, one thing I do want to mention real quick, Zip, I know you know this, and I know a lot of people at home probably know this as well. BCX is right around the corner.
Can't
Now,
wait.
I could sit here and tell you to buy your tickets, to get your spectator pass, get your player pass. Make sure to go to brawlhalla.com/BCX. That could be a lie. I don't know if that's the link. Could be start.gg/BCX. That's probably what it actually is, ladies and gentlemen. You can actually use that one. But what I'm really here to say is that Autumn Championship is really important because BCX is right around the corner.
Definitely.
It is like a month and a half away. That means this tournament does spell a lot of what we might expect coming into BCX. This is also experimentation time. This is time to really nail in your picks and who you're going to be playing with, what characters you're going to be playing with, and what you're going to be practicing over the next month and a half until you get to that World Championship.
It's going to spell out that. It's going to spell out the placings. So we're going to get where everyone's going to fall on the bracket out of this. We're going to find out if certain teams get even qualified that haven't made it into the bracket yet. So this is big time. This is your final chance. This is where you need to show up and show out.
So this is going to determine a lot of things, not just how this specific tournament is going to go, but really how the rest of this season is going to conclude for this region and obviously every other region out there.
Right.
So this is a really important tournament for a lot of different reasons. Of course, it's all the standard stuff of like it's a seasonal championship, the big prize pool, all of that, of course, remains the same, but there's the additional pressure of BCX being around the corner. So that is going to weigh on some players' minds. Now, not every player is going to be able to make it out to BCX. So this could more or less be their BCX.
Yeah,
This
for
is
sure.
their Autumn Championship. This is one of the last, if not the last official tournament for this season. So you got to come out big for this one so you get those power rank points, so you get those good seeds going into the next season. Like everything is leading to this moment, but also this is a jumping off point for the rest of this season for some players, and then for the rest of, their Brawlhalla careers.
Yeah,
period.
for sure. And another thing, like you said, leading into BCX, it's one of those things where you've got to come here and you've got to play well, because in the very last event that you play in, before you pull up to something like that, how you place and how you play and how your mental stands is showing you what you're going to need to improve on or fix going into the next event. You might get bust up and you might feel like, man, I don't know if I'm ready at all. And you got a lot of work to do leading into it. And it is very, very close. So, I'm excited to see what everybody's got tonight. I've always liked watching Southeast Asia, and I think that these guys are going to hold strong. Let me ask you, how many players do you think are going to pull up from this region?
Southeast Asia is one that I actually don't know the answer to that question. I haven't seen too many of them vocal on Twitter about it. I'm guessing Tiger is, but beyond that, I truly don't know. Now, that's looking into the future.
Yeah.
We could talk about the future all day. All day.
All day.
But right now, we're talking about the present because it is a gift, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that first schedule for you right there. It is Himwe and Sire versus Tiger and Keith the Poo-Poo. Yes, sir, it's not Mr. Hanky. It is Keith the Poo-Poo. Then we're going to be moving on to Serenity and GTG versus Cherry K and Thought. Then, of course, you see those TBDs up there. Those are not all of the same player. That is because that stands for to be determined, Zip. I know you know that.
For sure.
Some people at home might not have known that. That stands for to be determined because it's going to be the result of all of these sets that are above it. We're getting into the top 5 here, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a good one, man. I don't normally get to call Southeast Asia, and I am looking forward to it, even though it is getting very late here, even though we're burning not quite the midnight oil, but we're going to get close to burning that midnight oil. I'm excited to see what Southeast Asia is going to bring for us.
By the time we get finished, the midnight oil will be sizzling.
That's true.
It will be sizzling. But right now, yeah, like you see it down there at the bottom. Look down there, guys. It says Henry and Sire going up against Tiger and Keith the Poo Poo. Okay, Keith the Poo Poo and what was the other Thought? These names, guys.
SEA bringing the
you
silly
guys
names.
are hilarious. I just got to say.
We love to see
Gamers
that.
come up with the best stuff. I swear. Like, you guys really put that on there and be like, yep, I'm going to be in top 4 with this.
Now, if you're looking at this top 4 here and you're seeing these players, you're like, whoa, hold on. Is this a rerun? No, it's not a rerun. This is the Autumn Championship currently happening on today's date, but this is a repeat of what we saw at the Summer Championship. Sire Himwe versus Tiger and Keith the Poo Poo. That was the grand final set for these teams, and guess what? Sire and Himwe came out on top. So far, well, it depends what happens to Sire here pretty quickly, but they got Tiger out of here very quickly, Zip. That was just over 20 seconds, and Tiger is already off of his first stock.
That is what I call getting dealt with, but luckily they came back in there. Wow, Tiger almost lost his second stock, but they got back in there, got Sire off the stage, but Tiger almost got cleaned up. And off the side, Himwe is fighting for his life, could not get on the stage. Finally made it back. Nice recovery. All right, this is a tussle. We're starting off throwing them.
Yeah, Keith and Sire really going at it on the left side. Himwe is going to come in to provide a little bit of relief. Keith is going to fall. Himwe is going to fall as well, so they're going to trade that one for one, and we are even now. Even though Tiger lost it super early, they are now dead even on this one. You see Tiger in the red, but Sire's also in the red. Keith and Himwe are both in the yellow. Sire is going to be the one to lose his second stock first, so it's 4 stocks to 3. Lead favors the red team.
That's what I was going to say. When Tiger got, wow, nice Sire coming out from Sire to get Tiger out of there. When Tiger lost his first stock, he came back, honed in on Sire, then they stayed on top of Sire. That's why he was so damaged, and they were able to get the stock off for the second one. But nice recognition to notice that Tiger was damaged just as much as you. Sire came right back in there, got that bad boy out of there, and the Lance play from Keith to get Himwe out of there on the left side. That was so good. He hounded him and would not let him breathe.
Yeah, they were going 1v1 in the Lance mirror match. Not even just the Lance mirror match, but the character mirror match as well. I don't know if their stances were exactly the same. I'd be willing to bet they are. Keith comes in. Big ground pound. He's dominating. That's Keith grabbing 3 KOs. He was just shut down, and all of a sudden, we're even. I started that. I was about to say incredible things about Keith, and then he did more good things, got a stock, was taken out, and then all of a sudden the tides are turning. But Keith is definitely winning this 1v1 here, and that's what I would have guessed off of what we saw like 25 seconds ago, Zip.
For sure. I mean, we got the Ogre mirror match. Both can be put out high damage. Himwe's really got to get something started right now, because you see that Keith is opting for the axe, and you see that, Keith is opting for the axe. He's really trying to make sure, okay, this is what I want in my hand. This is what's going to get him out of here. I just need to land a good Sayer. If that one doesn't KO, one more is definitely going to do it.
Wow.
But nice job. Himwe staying in here strong. Switches over to the Lance, not able to get it, and saying, I'll throw with you with no weapon. Jumps over, lands the Sayer with the needle.
So Keith was in control in the very beginning of that, for sure. We already saw him basically solo Himwe in the Lance 1v1 on the left side. Then all of a sudden they're back in the 1v1 when both of their teammates were taken out of the game, and it looked like Keith was in control. Then all of a sudden, Himwe hit like a nice 3-piece.
Yep.
While his opponent was yellow, all of a sudden got another hit. His opponent was orange. The damage was added up. All of a sudden, his opponent's red. Both players are red. It seems like Himwe might be able to take this. He throws his weapon off the stage. He has weapon control. He has stage control. But all of a sudden, Keith gets back on stage, picks up the Lance, and it's curtains.
It's after 2 unarmed recoveries. Because sometimes you just got to show the other guy, I'm stronger than you mentally right now.
I'm but stronger.
You know what I mean? I don't. Wait, what?
I'm you, but stronger.
I'm you, but stronger. I mean, it was a character mirror match. So, yes, you are correct. So, I guess Olgrim is stronger than the Macho Man Randy Savage. But anyway, he landed the 2 recoveries. He decided he was like, I'm going to show you. I'm not worried right now. You're not going to press me into a situation. You're not going to control the stage. Got him off of him, got that Lance, and on the way back down after using most of his resources, got caught with that Sayer and curtains. So that's
Now,
game one.
We haven't actually gotten into the game yet. Can we see the graph, please? Please? Graph for me? They haven't started yet? Oh, okay, perfect. There we go. I'm going to have to look it on the TV screen. Okay, so look at the top, which is Tiger, and look at the bottom, which is Sire. You see them basically even paced overall. You see it like split up. Oh, cool. Great, thank you. Appreciate that.
I like it.
Okay, so now I can point. So you can see overall, these lasted the same amount of time, Sire and Tiger. Tiger really popped off on his second stock, did some good work there, took quite a bit of damage, but still made that second stock last after that first one was really short. Then if you look at these two, of course, Keith and Himwe, they're actually about the same as well. One of the big outliers here is Himwe on this second stock. You see how short this is compared to the other ones. You see the other one's up here, this one's kind of up here, bam, down here. That's where Himwe's second stock is. That's where we saw Keith take him out. That was the Lance v. Lance that Keith heavy-handedly won. That's sort of a big moment here. And then you see Keith taking very little damage. We can get back into the game now. Thank you for throwing that graph up. Appreciate that production.
Production's always on their P's and Q's, right?
And they're crossing their T's and dotting their I's. That's 4 different letters that production is on top of. We love that.
Dude, Sparky's the GOAT, I swear.
I'm really not, man. I'm just feeding off of the pass that you fed to me. I couldn't even think of 2 basketball players that play together.
Don't worry, man. I'm Steve Nash. You're Amari Stoudemire. Let's go.
Perfect.
There we go.
See? See? That's why I need you.
Yeah, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Recovery from Sire sends Keith out to the side of the stage. Decided to try to go help out Sire over there on the left side. So that was Himwe with the recovery. My bad. But, yeah, Sire is just getting tossed around. He needs assistance, but Keith is just hounding Himwe and won't allow him to go over there and get Tiger off of Sire.
Keith is nasty on the Lance. Oh, man, he didn't actually get the KO there. It did technically go to Tiger, but he was there to help out if he needed. Of course, Tiger already picking up a stock this game, has not fallen yet. That's a very different result from what we saw last game where Tiger was taken out so early. Now he's the only one still on his first stock. It's over 1:10 into the game, and he's still surviving on this one. Himwe has his sights set on Tiger, gets the stock there. We're going to see Keith just jumping around in the air, trying to stay aerial away from both members of the blue team while Tiger's going to spawn back in.
Smart play. You saw how he capitalized on the placement, the map placement. You had Keith over there dancing around trying to deal with Sire, and then Himwe was playing mid-stage right there beside him, trying to keep him right there, but also keeping his eyes on Tiger. Came over and clipped him, got him out of there. And right now, Keith could be in danger, but no challenge from Sire. I thought if Sire would have went out there and challenged that recovery, it could have been the end of Keith's days. But look at him floating back into the stage and attacking immediately. But the recovery coming out from Sire going to work out.
Keith is going to fall, but he's not going to fall quite as early as we would have thought. That allowed more damage to be added up on a Tiger, on a Himwe, on a Sire as well. Though Sire's still in a pretty good spot here. He is, of course, playing the Rayman this game, so he's going to have some more defense on his side. That's going to be feeling good, keeping him alive here. But he's also doing a good job of not taking too much damage, even if the stats were taken out of the game. So he's doing a pretty good job not taking out there off the neutral light from Tiger. Tiger's going to be taken out, so yeah, man, Sire doing a great job with his survivability this game.
Definitely. He's doing a great job, but look at Sire. Tiger and Sire were the ones getting pieced and getting launched off the map last time. And they're kind of the ones that surviving the most. Sire doing great, still fighting out there on the side. Recovery's going to do it, but wasn't afraid to keep throwing those gauntlets around. And now off on the side, Himwe almost gets dunked. Tiger being aggressive, wanted to try to get that stock out of there so they could jump Sire and get this game. But, man, it's looking tough. If Himwe can survive, I'm calling it a blue win, but, I don't want to be too predictive.
Now, Himwe was the big damage dealer last game, so the fact if they're able to take him out very early, that would be huge. I don't exactly know Sire's numbers. His survivability is fantastic, so those numbers are good. Goes for the ground pound onto Keith, but Keith has the dodge, able to get through it. That would have been huge. Tiger's taken out. It is the 2v1. Keith all by his lonesome. Has the possibility to take Himwe out, but I think he's going to have to get through Sire first. Sire's probably going to be the leader here, but no! Not! You see him split up. Sire goes to the right. Keith turns around, swings to the left, gets the KO, charging this one up. Side air, gets to the wall and touches. Sire, wow, Keith was able to get back on the stage.
Man, look at this. He's really, really damaged. Almost anything can get him, and the recovery with the gauntlets will do it. But, man, say that doesn't hit, and he starts racking up a little bit more, it's getting real scary for Sire out there. I know Sire could feel it.
And it's Sire really stepping up that entire game. Because last game he did 321 damage. This game he did 567.
Yes.
So it wasn't even all just done in that last moment where, like, if you're playing CSGO and there are 4 people pushing you, you'll probably pick up 1 or 2 knockouts. On
Right,
that one.
right.
That's kind of how those things go. The other team is going to dogpile after you. You might find some lucky shots here and there. But that wasn't what happened here for Sire. He just played strong throughout the entire game. 567, the most damage of anybody playing last game. So he definitely did the brunt of the work here. But Himwe still did 478, which is good numbers, healthy numbers. So that's Himwe carrying really the first game. Sire doing a lot of work the second game. So I like that sharing of responsibility. That's a strong 2v2 team. The best do that. Yo, Sire might be taking out Tiger on the left side.
I want to point out 2 things. We have not seen well, you know what? Tiger got robbed a little early on, but generally we haven't seen any really prolific gimps in this set, and we haven't seen any team combos. So I think that just shows that they're all just playing really strong Brawlhalla. They're calling out 1v1s and they're handling their ones, and they're not relying on really jumping people and things like that. Both teams doing a really good job of survivability and offense.
Now we're seeing Tiger over on the left side, and then we just see Himwe disengage. And I think you're exactly right when you pointed that out, is there's not necessarily the most, I don't want to say that there's not, like, team play going on, but they're able to, they almost, like, take their 1v1s, and then it seems like they're simultaneously agreeing on, okay, it's time to change partners. Now it's time to swing your partner. It's time to do-si-do. I was dancing with Tiger. Now I'm going to be dancing with Keith, and you're going to be dancing with Tiger. So it's a good sharing of responsibility between these two. Even though they're independent, they still also have that synergy going back and forth with one another. So they still know what the other person is doing. Great stock from Himwe. Is he going to pick up another one? Has Tiger in the orange. Great follow-up from Sire.
That was beautiful. Slid off that bad boy with a dang near fully charged. Punched him right in the lip. Off on the side. Sire might be toast. Wow! Tiger just misplaced that ground pound and doesn't get it. But Keith comes over and handles business.
He was there to clean that one up. He had the axe ground pound. Huge 360-degree hitbox. So he placed that perfectly. Got the KO on that. And we are at an even game, ladies and gentlemen. These two teams are so evenly matched. You see it in the top right. You see it in the bottom middle as well, as we're now in game 3 and we're tied 1-1.
Yeah, so they're doing it again, right? It looks like they're taking their ones and they're doing the thing, but they're coming over to leak over and help. You saw Tiger run over to the left right there and make sure that his teammate was able to get back and touch the stage, but he's still going to go back over into his fight. You know, that's what I mean. Like, there's definitely team play going on, but there's separation and stage control within the ones.
Now we're seeing Keith spawn back in. Yo, he's able to grab a weapon pretty quickly. Himwe and Sire didn't have enough stage control to deny that. Oh, now we're seeing Keith go in. Nice down air. It's going to lead to the knockout. What are they able to do as Himwe is respawning? I thought he was going to come back in and they weren't going to be able to accomplish much, but it started off with Tiger, almost finished with Keith. That put Sire over on the left side so he couldn't come in and put any pressure. Oh, now we're seeing those team combos coming out.
Yeah, Himwe's doing work with this axe, too. It is doing so much damage, not allowing him to even get into his groove, so he hasn't even had an opportunity to get Sire out of there and create a 1v1 situation. Double weapon toss, not able to get it, but the gravity cancel D-Light is going to work out. Good play by Himwe. Himwe racked up the damage and went out there and executed. That was very nice.
I can't remember which member of the blue team was, like, extremely damaged towards the end. So they could have played that safe. They could have played it very carefully, but they ended up pushing that into the 2v1 combo that then a couple misplays here and there, nothing major. Then they picked up the second 2v1 combo and then eventually got the KO. Yeah, so it was Sire. You see how damaged Sire is right now. Like, he doesn't need to go in. Honestly, he probably shouldn't have gone in. They did end up victorious in the long run, of course, because extremely strong players. But that was still really, really risky, and that could have led to a 1v1.
Definitely could have. But like I said, Himwe is the answer for me. I mean, like, Sire was playing smart, but Himwe racked up all that damage with the axe and made sure there was no chance that he got a chance to touch Sire and never got a chance to create that 2v1. But, I mean, that 1v1. But here we go. I see the change over here. Keith switching characters, decides the Ogrim's not going to do it.
He's hoping his fist can make it happen. I think he chose right.
Yes.
He made the correct choice. That one's going to come up green for sure as he finds that ground pound. Is he going to get another edge guard here? No, Tiger's going to be there to at least push Himwe further off. Once he got past Keith, they are just not letting Himwe regroup. He does pick up a weapon, and now Keith has his sights set on Sire. The ground pound, they got Sire. They got Sire. That was absolutely worth. Tiger and Keith, even though it's 4 stocks to 4, the fact that it's 2 and 2 against 1 and 3, taking out Sire there, putting him on his final stock was huge.
Exactly. I'm saying, like, you take that one. Take that one on the chin. And then Himwe's super hurt. Himwe's putting in work with this axe. You know what? That's the way. You got to keep that axe out of Himwe's hands. It's getting ridiculous out here. The damage getting racked up. Dunkage. Sire is toast. No way to save him. Wow, but Himwe right back at him. That was so good. But this is still a really, really tough clutch situation.
Now, Himwe does have 2 stocks, and they're extremely fresh stocks right now, so he's not in the worst position. He could be on his final stock here. But I'm thinking that Tiger and Keith, okay, there's 1 stock. He takes away the 1 from Tiger. You're seeing Keith completely disengage. That is the way to play that. Why force the 1v1 for like 5 seconds where you might take damage when you could just wait for your teammate to come back in? Okay, all right, Keith, now you need to get in there. Keith, you need to get in there, brother.
Oh, my gosh, the movement. The movement. I cannot believe we did not get dunked right there.
There's the side light into the recovery. Not enough. He tried to pick up the GCD light. Would have led into a recovery. There. Oh, it's still not enough. Himwe surviving here. The Macho Man will not give this one up. He keeps kicking out.
Okay, nice placement. Coverage. He got the hit on Keith, but Tiger was right there with the neutral signature. Going to get the stock out. Now, y'all are both pretty hurt. Do not let this man separate you, and do not let him get one of you out of here, because that's dangerous territory. This is very winnable for him. Oh, tried to pick up the team combo, not going to get it. Tiger missed the link for the combo. Tries to go for a dunk, and Keith doesn't come out and re-dunk him. I think he should have did it.
It feels like so many of these misses that Himwe is doing, all of these whiffs that are coming out from Himwe, Keith is not punishing very many of them whatsoever. And, okay, they finally end up taking that one, but that truly could have gone the way of blue team. Keith, the numbers at the end of the game, I thought they would have been higher than that. They were 351 in total. But the real kicker here, buckle up for this one.
Okay.
Sire doing 168 damage.
Oh, yeah.
Man was not present in that game. He was not allowed to play. That's you giving your little brother the Wiimote that doesn't have any batteries in it.
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
oh, yeah. Oh, you got that enemy. You got him real good.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
good
man,
stuff.
thanks. I needed your help there. So Sire has to be in this game. He can't let the other team completely bullying him out. He can't let Keith go crazy early on, because even if Keith goes crazy early on and then doesn't play like the latter half of the game, the red team still came out on top. They still had some serious clutch moments. So, man, this swap from Keith, it was working really well in the beginning. Started to fall off a little bit. We'll see if that's what happens this game.
Yeah, we're going to see. I mean, the gauntlets were the golden goose for him. Over on the side of the stage, he was making big-time plays. But right now, stage control for Team Blue, really good. Hey, Keith snuck in there and took control of the stage right after I said that. But, man, Himwe having none of it, capitalizing on every movement. Anytime anyone goes anywhere, he said, this is my stage, my home.
Nice.
You're going out of here. Nice. Over on the side of the stage. Can they get him? If they could get that, that would have been huge, but not able to get the kill. And, oh, my gosh, right back at him. Gravity cancel. Neutral Sig is going to save the day for Sire, but Sire takes out Himwe.
Oh,
and what?
no. Disconnect.
It hurts. That's pain.
You see him. You see Keith running off the stage like that. It's going to be a disconnect.
That's pain.
Is he a bot yet? I don't think he is a bot because he's not attacking anybody. So, yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That taunt will likely, yes, that is him saying, okay, let's run this one. The connection issue hopefully is solved. But there you saw SEA agreeing, these two teams agreeing to not go crazy on Keith when he was having connection issues.
Yeah,
Can't say I'm that big of a person.
I mean, you know, these guys are nicer than me is all I'm going to say. You know, hey, homie stocks, I don't have no homies.
Hey, y'all are lucky me and Zip aren't in this tournament. You're lucky we're on the desk because we're not having any of that, man. We're taking Keith out straight away. We're focusing him on that. And the red team might might really be looking at the top right of their screen and struggling here, Keith, on final stocks, where here in Game 5, Sire and Hemi with a huge lead. Even Tiger on his final stock.
Yep. It's going to be the end of Keith's stock also. Tiger all alone to deal with 4 stocks on the blue team. And so that's a tough one. Even though you're Tiger, right? You're the one. You're the one in this region, but I don't know. That's a tough one to deal with. Team combo coming out. Team blue drops the combo, but built up big-time damage. Sayer's going to hit and got him out on the side. Recovery. Yeah, he's deep red. Well, that's bright red, but might as well be deep red when you coach it.
He about to get hit, and he will definitely be deep red after that, regardless of who he is. See if they can take him to the skies. Tiger's doing a fantastic job. Wow, he really is. It still largely will not lead to a victory here, because still 3 stocks left to Tiger's very, very red one. You see the neutral light coming out, not even sending Hemi off screen yet. He's just going to toss his lance at him 3 times. Oh, the follow-up! How was he in the perfect spot? How was he in literally the perfect spot to throw the basically point-blank ground pound?
That was crazy. I need the replay. I need to put my eyes upon that one more time.
That's a tough Game 5.
Tough. Big.
With Keith having connection issues on that one, there is some good news, though. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a bright side.
Okay.
And that's because we are on the winner's side of the bracket. That was winner's finals, I believe it was. I don't know why I'm not confident in that when I'm very confident in that.
You missed the highlight. Were you looking?
No.
So
I was looking at the bracket.
I got to talk to you.
It's your turn.
He jumped. He was like real low down. I think he jumped 2 times, maybe 3, and got that dunk. He was real low, saw him coming across, and then jumped up and landed the ground pound. That was a conversion.
It's like he wasn't even supposed to be over there. Like, Tiger hit him over there.
I know. I know.
It's
that's
like
crazy.
you hit him, you send him flying, you're like, see you later, bucko. And then all of a sudden you're like, hold on, wait a minute. What are you doing here? How am I over here? This isn't how this one's supposed to end up.
Oh, my God.
But it was winner's finals.
He
so
was
there
everything everywhere all at once.
I need to see that movie.
Haven't seen it?
I need to see that movie.
Amazing.
I got to see that one.
Amazing movie. But
I'm going to watch that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to watch it tonight. It's too late.
Of course you're not.
It's too late. But I'll watch it soon.
But it doesn't matter because whenever you watch it, you watched it everywhere. You watched everything everywhere all at once.
Whoa. Dang, man. Dang. And that's, whoa. Dude, I can't even handle that, man. That's crazy to really think about that. That's crazy. Wow. That's what happens when it's late night on the desk and it's me and Zipmaster Flex breaking it down for you. That was winner's finals, ladies and gentlemen. That means there is still second chance for Tiger and Keith the Poo-Poo. They're going to be waiting down in the elimination finals for the result of not this match, but the one right after that one. And dude, I'm telling you, I'm looking at the bracket right now. And we still have like a silly name to come. I'm not gonna spoil it yet. It's one of my favorite names though.
It's the one I was talking about earlier, right?
No.
It's not?
It's not. It's another one.
No, it is.
It's an additional one. They're not on the screen right now.
Oh,
look,
they're not?
Look, I'm a point. Don't say it.
He showed me on the screen, guys.
Yeah,
I'm not going to spoil this one for him.
We're going to get to it, but we got to go through this one first. We have Serenity and GTG versus Jerry K and Thought. We'll see what they got for us here, man. We're seeing some more Koji coming out. I feel like Koji, if you play Koji in SEA, that's like a North American player playing Mordex. Like you're just playing the character that the best player or one of the best players in your region plays.
Talk to me. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Of course, going off of Tiger's Koji, that's like famous.
Yeah. You know what? I never looked at it like that.
So now we're seeing in this game, we also see more Val, of course. We see the Koji coming out. We also see some Hattori. Don't see too much Hattori in 2s, but we do know Spears having sort of a heyday here on really the second third to maybe the final third of this competitive season in Brawlhalla. Nice D-Light Cider picking up 3 members in this lobby.
I thought that was the end of Jerry K's days, man. Over there on the side of the stage. Able to make it back. That was tough. And unarmed over here, no fear in Thadot's heart. Just scrapping with Serenity. Almost got rid of the stock, but look at the damage on Jerry K. This is crazy. one touch, one sniff, one breath of air, and that stock is out of here.
He's on a low defense legend, too, so the fact that he hasn't been taken out of this game, and there it is. Just a little bit over a minute, first stock falls. We're going to see, we see some jumping around. We don't see too much pressure being put on the Thought that quickly by the blue team. They do find the stock while they keep both of their first stocks. You've seen that neutral light come out. That was from GTG onto Jerry K. Okay, Serenity really going for something big off the top. Even with that spear recovery picked up that high, still didn't KO.
Wasn't able to get it. And there, look at these stocks. The blue team holding on strong. GTG finally going to fall. But look at the Serenity dancing around and saying, I'm not going to fight you guys without my teammate. But the recovery coming out is going to get the KO over the top. Jerry K, good stuff. And now let's see if they can, how long they're going to be able to weapon starve. Serenity still doesn't have one in yet.
He's looking for it. He wants it so bad.
Fine.
Grabs that one very quickly. You saw Thought was there, trying to throw out any move that he possibly could to interrupt Serenity's approach onto that weapon spawn. It is that spear coming in for Serenity. We're seeing some strong movement coming out from Serenity again. Beautiful D-Sig this time. Yet another time, 3 members in the lobby have been picked up by a single move. Before, I believe it was a neutral light. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that one was the D-Sig, of course, hitting both sides. One of the major benefits of having a move that hits both sides.
This match is a lot of team damage. Stocks are gone from 1 from the blue, 1 from the red. It's still 3-3. This is a perfectly even match right now. Wow.
Oh.
Dunkaroonie, you're going to make it. Oh, tried to come over for the ground pound and not able to get it. Thought I'd living, but ooh, the beautiful gravity cancel on the right side of the screen.
We did see that ground pound that came out from Serenity that Jerry K was able to get through. I'm thinking if maybe committed just a little bit less throughout a maybe cheeky little weapon toss there instead of going for the ground pound that covers like a small area compared to the length of a lance when you throw it down.
For sure. I mean, and that ground pound could have been waited for either way. But this is game 1, and they're all playing super
Absolutely.
high octane. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
I like it regardless. I like the aggression. I love when people play like this. This is good stuff because, you know, you can play really, really calculated as long as nothing chaotic is going on around you. But, you know, sometimes you got to put that high pressure on and everything's not going to be as, you know, pinpoint.
Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face.
That's facts. That is facts.
We'll see what Jerry K's plan is as we maybe kind of get into the tail end of this game. Still, Jerry K is one of the most damaged in this game. Serenity is meeting him there. So, again, we're keeping this relatively even. Oh, almost had that side signature. Didn't quite have enough damage on a GTG stock to get sent far enough to be picked up by that side signature. Going to trade that one for one. Now GTG has the most damage on his stock going up against Thought here in the 1v1 here in game 1. Elimination quarterfinals. Ladies and gentlemen, GTG without a weapon is going to be hunting for one.
Yeah, hunting for a weapon. Thought sitting pretty, you know, sitting on orange, and this is going to show how much it meant to hold on to that second stock the way Thought did. Would not go. And actually, I think that was the first stock. Thought held on to that stock for a very long time, meaning, you know, if you play the rest of the game well-paced, you're going to end up in the damage lead. But can't really get a touch right now. Finally lands a neutral light on GTG out on the side of the stage. Sword, Sayer, got him.
The end of that game, I felt like I was watching Snowy when I was looking at Thought.
Yeah.
Just like the way he would throw his weapon and then like back up all the way to the other side of the stage and then throw his weapon again, hoping for the initiation. And then like he bounced past it down to himself, like faking that he's going to throw the weapon at them, maybe trying to bait out a dodge. I really felt like I was watching shades of Snowy as we saw that game kind of wind down as Thought had the gauntlets in his hand before he picked up the sword and ended that one. But that's going to be game 1, and it's going the way of Thought against Twitch.tv, or sorry, with Twitch.tv/the Jerry K. That is THE Jerry K, the letter K. Go follow the Jerry K on Twitch television. Tell him Sparky sent you.
The last time I was here, I let everybody know, and I think they all already know, but if you don't know, Sparky's the plug guy. Sparky will spit the whole link out and let you know where you're supposed to go.
Look, man, I just go back to the days of like people hounding me to do that. Like talk about Snowy. Snowy was one of them. He always wanted me to shout out the Snowy YouTube, which I don't even remember the address anymore. I'll save that one for Sunday whenever Snowy's on the screen.
You know what? It's not time yet, so you remember it. You're just not saying it. I know what's going on. Those are all just in there in your memory banks. Chilling.
Man, Jerry K. His defense last game, stellar. His defense this game, stellar. ×2. Still in the yellow. Everybody else is, I think, red. Yep, definitely everybody is red in this game. That recovery comes through. Okay, picking up 2. Jerry K gets the cleanup. Wrong side of the stage, though, to get the stock there with Serenity. Oh, man. Just barely drops the ground pound, then eats a ground pound himself.
You drop a combo, you give the other team a chance to take the lead, and it does happen, but nice. Gets the stock out of there, Jerry K, and wow, what a team combination. I couldn't have saw that coming in a million years. Not because it wasn't something that could happen, it's just I was not ready at all. And you know that GTG wasn't ready either. Stock is yanked out of there, out on the side of the stage. Jerry K, that yellow stock is not yellow anymore. It's down to 2. It's 4 to 3, still in the favor of the red team. I don't even know what happened to GTG. When did the second stock get taken?
Look, I'm going to have to see some replays on that one. I'm going to have to look at the graph on that one because, man, I'm going to tell you, my eyes were on Jerry K because he wasn't taking damage. He was scratching and surviving. He was feeling so good. Now Serenity taken down. GTG might meet him there. See if he can get through this edge guard. He's still going in the 1v1. The second Jerry K comes over. Jerry K takes out his teammate, and then GTG dipped from the situation. He straight up kicked up a cloud of dust in that one like the Roadrunner. He was out of there so fast. Man, how did that end in a team knockout?
Well, GTG moved around so much, thought I'd wasted all of their resources out there on the side of the stage, and then Jerry K said, here's the, here, bull, here's the red cape. Missed one attack and just couldn't get back on the stage, because honestly, thought I was toast already, and then that was a save attempt coming out from Jerry K, and it just was like, well, didn't work.
Man, Jerry K was doing such a good job before. He still is the least damaged by far in this lobby. But I feel like that lead he had before has shrunk pretty quickly as we're getting into everybody being on their final stock this game. GTG taken out of the game. Of course, not a surprise after seeing how quickly he was taken out, but man, Dada now taken out quickly. And we have a Serenity versus Jerry K 1v1.
This is a good look. This is a good look that you had to get that stock out of there swiftly if you had a chance at this so you could fight Jerry K 1v1 and dominating in this 1v1 so far.
Oh, he's charging
Recovery,
it.
you waited a little too long. Could have got that. Could have got that. Jerry used the dodge a little early, wasn't able to land it.
Jerry does have the spear in his hand. There is a weapon spawn on the stage, and it's going to go to Jerry. That one was still available for him, so he grabbed it. Recovery coming out the top. You see the immediate weapon toss down coming out from Serenity, hoping to stop any pressure that was coming out from Jerry K, giving that safe landing in. Oh, just barely getting through that side air from Jerry K.
And not find any hits after being very dominant in the beginning of the 1v. And Jerry K, double D-Light into the recovery. Get him out of there.
I was about to say, I don't know if a D-Light recovery KOs here. I don't know if there was quite enough damage for the D-Light recovery to KO there. I'm going to need, can I figure that out? Pingu. I don't know if you're awake right now. I don't know what it is in EU because they don't look at real clocks like the rest of the world does. But send me that replay, please. Or somebody send me that replay, like the actual Brawlhalla replay file. I don't want to look at the VODs. Just send me the actual replay itself so I can analyze that to see if a single D-Light recovery would have KO. But, man, look at that graph real quick. Those two skinny second stocks coming out from the red team. That was probably really what ultimately led to the blue team victory there. And now the blue team, or sorry, the red team victory there, even with those skinny stocks, man, that was tough.
So, you know, whenever you get launched in this game and you're about to come out of the hit stun and you look like you're floating up there at the top and you're about to survive it.
Yeah.
He started that animation.
Yeah.
So if he didn't do those to the second D-Light, he really wouldn't have. He wouldn't have had him high enough,
there you go,
nor enough damage.
There you go.
He started the recovery, but it was just perfectly enough to KO him.
That's crazy.
That's super crazy.
Whoever, still send me the replay file because I actually really do want to look at that. But I'm glad you bring that up because I would not have noticed that. That's the Hawkeyes of Zip Master Flex. Putting on his Remy hat and doing his best impression of Remy in the top tier analysis to drop facts and knowledge on all of the lovely viewers of this incredible tournament. Here at the Southeast Asia Autumn Championship 2v2, ladies and gentlemen. This game, GTG already on his final stock. It's a minute in, Zip.
That was absolutely ridiculous. The chase up on the top of that stage to get him out of there, that was crazy. Nice, lands the side signature. And I see it, the Wushang swap. I did not notice at first, but GTG, well-deserved swap. I think that this is a great character to pick right now, and it was necessary because the Koji wasn't getting it done.
Single down air comes out from GTG. In comes Jerry K with the immediate neutral light punish. We do have the possibility of Gauntlet v. Gauntlet here if we're seeing GTG go up against Thought. But right now, that's not the matchup that we really have. Now they're starting to switch. Ooh, yo! Oh my gosh, if Serenity didn't have that spot dodge there, he was cooked. It was over. He would have been on his final stock alongside his teammate GTG, but he's going to be surviving at least a little bit longer. I don't know, this is looking a little bit hopeless for him. GTG is out. Serenity is on final stocks. The blue team staring down the barrel of an 0-3 as this 2v1 combo does not make it into the orange, but that recovery sends Serenity into the orange. He was off screen for 2.5 minutes.
That was ridiculous. This match right here is a new movie release. It's called Applying Pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's it.
Okay.
the stars of the movie are Jerry K and Thought Out, and the movie is an action movie, and they just apply pressure the whole time. They're not letting anybody can get it.
Yeah. That right there was the sequel to Pusha T's album.
Look at this. This right here. This is like the middle of the movie when you see what they're really about.
Yeah.
When they're really applying pressure.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then somebody says the cheesy bar where they're like, I couldn't get out of there. They wouldn't get off of me. They were applying pressure. That's the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then everybody in the audience goes, yo! And then they do the Leo DiCaprio point from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Okay, I see it. Man, I want to see that movie now. I got 2 movies. One of them doesn't exist, unfortunately, but maybe one day it will. Maybe Zipmaster Flex will take a break from the desk and go into filmmaking, or maybe he'll just do both at the same time. Because honestly, folks, let me tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you here. This is real talk time. He's just that darn talented. Let me tell you, he's just that darn talented.
I gotta hit the MJ on the Michael Jordan. If I didn't say that, you wouldn't know what I was doing.
No.
I'm sad.
No, I would not have known.
I'm sad. I love Sparky, but he'd be killing me with this, man. Anybody at home, did you know I was doing the Michael Jordan? Did you know? I don't think you did.
I didn't.
But anyway, that was a good set. I love everything about that bad boy. Jerry K and Thought Out looking really clean together
good.
as a squad. Really clean.
Incredible work.
It looks like they are going to be going up against, was that Eero?
That's Eero, and then one of my favorite names ever that I've seen is Tax Evasion. Big fan of that.
That is.
Tax Evasion coming through.
That's what I was cracking up about a little bit ago when he showed me on the screen. That's a beautiful name. That's a gamer tag.
Honestly, Tax Evasion and then Hollywood Chillin'.
Hollywood Chillin'?
That's like my favorite name that I've ever seen in Brawlhalla is Hollywood Chillin'. I think he was an EU player, which is weird that his name had Hollywood in it.
Yeah.
But he was a long time ago player. I think about that name like all the time.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's rightfully so that he, even if you're EU, you can name yourself Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
I think Hollywood's pretty world renowned.
Yeah.
You know,
they watch those movies.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Shouts out Hollywood Chillin'. I still think about you from time to time, but like not weird. Your name was sick, okay? Your name was sick. That's all I'm saying. Your name was sick, and we're going to be getting into this next one, ladies and gentlemen. Eero and Tax Evasion versus Jerry K and Thought Out. The winner of this moves on to face Tiger and Keith the Poo Poo in the Elimination Finals for the chance to go back up and fight against Hemwe and Sire to see who takes home the gold medal. But we have this set. We're starting out on Miami Dome, and we have Eero and Tax Evasion now. Okay, we're seeing some different character setups, a little bit more variety coming out from this blue team.
Miami Dome, best music in the game. I think I say that like every single time. It's the best theme in the game. Actually, no, I lied. What's his name?
I don't know.
Come on.
You got to give me something more. You got to give me something to go off of. Just like you got to give Thought Out something to get back to the stage with before he's taken out of this game.
Yeah, but that Scythe is dancing on him. You know what? There was like 6 different options right there, and that gravity cancel signature was not the option.
Jerry K grabbing 45 seconds into the game. He's saying, Zip, don't worry that you can't think of that one. We're going to move on past that because I'm going to grab this double KO because last time we applied pressure, now I'm relieving the pressure. That's the sequel. We're about to build a franchise. We are going to build the franchise here. Ladies and gentlemen, with the Zipmaster Flex Sparky 878 Cinematic Universe. I'm not even going to break down the acronym for that because there's too many letters. I already forgot half of them.
Cinematic Universe.
ZMFS 878 CU. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for that. You're going to see the roadmap of all of those movies that we're going to be releasing, inspired by some of your favorite Brawlhalla games here at the Southeast Asia Autumn Championship 2v2 edition as Eero falls.
Yo!
And so does Tax Evasion. Uh-oh, thought odd. He's a secret undercover IRS agent. Done. Sent to the blast zone.
Thought don't be playing no games. The conversions are there. The pressure's there. When the gauntlets are in hand, Thought is dangerous. Look at this, and I like the look. You saw how Thought playing like that middle ground. Like, which one of you am I going for?
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow you to get back on the stage for free, but I also keep my eye on you, Mordex.
Now,
nice, side signature lands again.
I don't know how many.
Again.
Oh, Thought he's grabbing it yet again. Another one, taking Eero out of the game. I just realized I mentioned the IRS. I don't know how many people are watching from Southeast Asia and Australia or other countries that aren't in America. The IRS is the Internal Revenue Service that is responsible for collecting taxes in the United States of America.
That is absolutely hilarious that you noticed you needed to say that, because I would have never even thought about it again. Oh, that's so good. And but you know what's better? The gameplay of these two together on a team.
Sir.
This is synergy at its finest.
They are looking so good, and they should be feeling confident because they just got the 3-0 against Serenity and GTG. They already took game 1 here against Eero and Tax Evasion. We are seeing the Dalsim come out. We are seeing the Chun-Li come out. We're seeing the full Street Fighter team from Eero and Tax Evasion coming out on this one.
You know what would be even better is if Tax Evasion was using Volkov. Because then we got Tax Evasion, then we got Vampire. You know where I'm going with this.
I truly don't.
We got Wesley
But
Snipes.
I can't wait to find out.
We got Wesley Snipes. We got Blade.
Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wish I knew where you were going on that one, but I'm glad you told me. Yes, sir.
Okay, off on the side of the stage, Tax Evasion trying to stay alive. Good stuff. Thought not able to get the capitalization on that KO, but man, Tax Evasion is actually getting kind of pieced. Wow, I say that as a ground pound is landed.
That ground pound was
and
huge.
Cherry K is going to lose the first stock of the match.
That ground pound was huge from Tax Evasion. Oh, Thought split. We're seeing Tax going kind of back and forth, whether he wants to commit to the 2v1 or go put pressure onto Thought. Let's see, Thought over on the left side. A lot of gauntlets in this game. Jerry K is the only one with not gauntlets in his hands.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
that's
a lot.
an easy
I just realized there's a lot of gauntlets on this board right now. But Jerry K got the spear in hand. Very, very powerful weapon in my eyes, but I do think, well, he's got the end light. I was going to say, if the gauntlets get on top of him with that spear in his hand, he's not going to really have a get off me to it, but that nair is really good.
Nice little clean pickup there, taking out Eero. Tax Evasion, the only one on first stock, and now that is going to change. Jerry K, we were talking about his survivability. We were talking about his defense before. That was a nice little 2v1 combo there for just a moment as Tax Evasion was spawning back in, and that actually really just somewhat nullifies the point I was about to make of Jerry K. He's taking a lot of damage this game, but all of a sudden they put that damage out onto Eero, so he's going in pace with Eero.
And Jerry K is actually doing pretty well, too, because, wasn't hurt too bad on that first stock, but just ended up getting caught by an opportune moment from Tax Evasion. Tax Evasion landed that ground pound, right? So it's not like Jerry K is getting pieced up. It was just a good robbery by Tax Evasion. Nice. 2 people dropping the stock right there. It's 3-3 over on the side.
Oh man, you know
he
wanted it.
There. Oh, smart play. Being ready to help your teammate out is a good look. Nice. The recovery's still not enough. Thought living on.
That shows that if Tax Evasion went for the recovery there on the left side instead of the side air, because he was a little bit too low to pick up the side air, the recovery wouldn't have led to the knockout. It wouldn't have been the knockout tool. So now that makes that side air look a little bit better, definitely a lot better in my eyes. Man, you see Thought getting taken out, put on the final stocks. Tax Evasion, that side air was so close, taking out Jerry K. They are hunting Jerry K.
Definitely, and rightfully so. You get that out of there, and then you have a chance because you're about to lose your teammate Eero, right? You do not want to get put into a situation where Jerry K's kind of healthy. I mean, still sitting on red, but in a position where you're going to have to deal with 2 players if your teammate Eero gets taken out.
Tax Evasion without a weapon. That's going to limit him a little bit on his ability to follow up, his ability to control space. Now he grabs those gauntlets. Again, 3 sets of gauntlets. The neutral sig coming out, but it was on Thought-Ot, player who's not hardly damaged whatsoever. Tax evasion going to be taken out. We are at an almost dead even game.
Eero will not go. Eero's been thrown to the top of the stage like 4 times so far and will not go over the top. But also not really landing anything. Cannot get rolling. It can't help tax evasion really. Eero's the most hurt person, but the signature from tax evasion, that was big.
Was that in orange? I think that KO might have happened at orange, and we're now at the 1v1. Tax evasion with a huge lead. Looking at Jerry K, who is very much in the red. Tax evasion, believes still in the yellow. Now he's in the orange. It's the gauntlets versus the spear, the neutral air. That's that aerial get off me tool. Able to find it. Tax not able to find his way back in, man. He's now in the red.
Yeah, that nair. I'm telling you, that nair is like, what do I do? And I like how Jerry K's playing this perfect. Not going too far over the top so the recovery won't hit. Not standing too far in front so the side light won't hit. But that was still good capitalization, understanding how much damage was on the board, not overextending, tax evasion taking the game.
Oh, he did 654 damage, too. So Mans was swinging that whole game, doing incredible work for his team.
POP, hold it down. Had to do it.
That one's going over my head.
Oh, my gosh. You don't know that? That's a classic meme.
That one's going over my head.
Oh, no. I'm legally blind. Come on. You don't know that?
That one's going over my head.
No, help. Oh, okay. So you know what? Let me stop with the references. Let's go to the
No,
damage.
keep them going. Keep them going. That's the only way I'll get one.
All right. I got you. You know what? Not for right now. But that was a great game by Tax Evasion. You talked about throwing hands the whole game, really putting it together for the team. Had to. Eero did not really get to play. Eero got, was doing what Eero could at times, but that was an all tax evasion game once it got into the second stocks.
Yeah, that was huge. That was really huge for the blue team. Brought them back into this one. There was a possibility of them staring down the barrel of an 0-2 against Jerry K and Thought-Ot. Now all of a sudden we're looking at a 1v1 as we head into this game 3 tied set. But, oh man, the red team is doing work onto blue this game. Tax going in with a big ground pound. That might have spelled disaster for him. Even if he connected with the ground pound, he's hitting someone who's yellow. So unless he's caught like at the very end of all of his movement options, it's not really going to lead to a KO. Put him in a bad spot. The blue team gets completely wiped. Red team with a massive lead.
All KOs coming out from Thought-Ot. Thought-Ot went over there on the left side and was, I can't remember who Thought-Ot was fighting. I think it was Tax Evasion. But the Sayer coverage over on that left side of the stage was ridiculous. Landed, I think, 4 Sayers out there on the side and would not allow Tax Evasion to touch the wall and get comfortable. Got the KO, came over and landed the ground pound on Eero, and this is just a beautiful lead for the red team.
Now keep in mind, Jerry K is possibly getting some revenge here against the third-place team from Summer Championships. Jerry K was teaming with Reaper at that time, who he's now with Thought-Out, so a different teammate, but they ended up losing to Tax Evasion and Eero to come in 4th place, 1 behind. So this is revenge for Jerry K off of Summer Championships.
Well, you know what? Somebody's not feeling that revenge because Tax Evasion just hit a smooth taunt after getting those KOs and being down on the round.
Yeah, he ended up taunting at the end of last game too. Like he did something nice, and he got the victory. But it was also kind of close. Maybe not the best moment to hit the taunt in, but we'll see if that taunt builds his confidence because he's going to need it. We're about 2 minutes into this game, and Thought-Ot and Jerry K are very healthy on second stocks. Eero and Tax Evasion, not quite the same story, and they're on their final.
Yeah, not healthy on the last stock. It's tough. Oh, my gosh. Thought-Ot getting up out of there.
Reaching up, sending him down.
Yeah.
Reaching up, sending him down. Done. Do not taunt him. Please, for the love of Brawlhalla, do not taunt him because he's going to force you onto 202 damage and 298 damage. That's tough.
Thought-Ot with the 6-piece right there. And I ain't
all
talking
6?
chicken.
He grabbed all 6.
All 6.
He grabbed the Caniac. He got the extra cane sauce. He got the sweet tea. He said no coleslaw because it's nasty.
Talk to him.
Man. And he did the most damage in the entire game. He did more damage than the blue team combined. Combined.
The executioner. Look
Here
at
it
his
is.
weapon toss. Blackout coming on down there. Blackout. You're out of there.
Look at how early he did the dodge that he could gravity cancel. That was at like the final frames of the D-Light as well. So he queued it up early, wasn't even worried about picking up the weapon again. He knew he had him done. He knew it was over for the blue team and that the W for the red team was coming.
Welcome to the domination station, where the red team's first stocks leak into half the game.
Yep.
Goodness gracious. That was a tough one. I mean, you gotta dig deep in your bag right now to figure out what you can do, what can you pull out to not allow them to first off, don't get dominated again, and second off, win the game and take this to 2-2.
So they're hoping that two things will lead to a different outcome this game. One of them is we're on Spirit Realm.
Yeah.
Haven't played that stage so far. We haven't seen any Spirit Realm, I believe, whatsoever for Southeast Asia, period. The second thing is the swap for tax evasion onto the Bren pick. Going off of the Hattori onto the Bren.
You know, Bren's always a good look.
Absolutely.
Bren's one of those. You know what? Why does Bren not get the same hate as Teros?
Because she's not a gorilla in strength and she doesn't have hammer. And she's not just like a pub stomp champion.
But Bren is that character that it doesn't matter what region you're in. It's like, yo, I'm losing. Picking Bren. Like, come on.
She's a good choice, but so far, well, okay, I take that back. They're trading 1 for 1, and Eero and Thoughtart are both pretty even, but, oh, man, you want to take him on the edge when he has gauntlets in his hands? Did you see the last few games? Do not do it. Get away from that as quickly as you can. Sometimes you're trying to get away from it, like you're trying to make healthy choices, and then all of a sudden, he's just there, and he reaches up, grabs you with those gauntlets, hits the neutral air, sends you down. So even though you're trying to do the right thing, he just won't let you.
Not going to allow it. Not going to allow any of it, and I don't think that Thoughtart can be denied right now. Thougart is terrorizing the blue team. Finally gets the first stock taken, but the damage being laid out, I'm excited to see what it looks like if this gameplay keeps up.
He's able to spawn back in and also grab a weapon very quickly. Going to get juggled a little bit. Tax evasion. Doing some work here, going back and forth between red team members. That spear, that specific man, that spear nair. You've been calling out spear nair so far today. All of the spear players so far have been using them. Jerry K has been using them. Tax evasion's using them a lot. There is a weapon spawn. Tax evasion's going to cover it with a neutral signature, and then he's going to be taken out, and that is a full team wipe yet again.
Just too good. It was a lot of control from the blue team for a small bit there, about 20 seconds of control out of them. And then once it comes time to wipe out the stocks, their execution from the red team is just too good. Nice.
Okay, split them up a little bit. That forced Thoughtart over onto the left side. That let them put some pressure onto Jerry K. They then took Jerry K out. In comes Thoughtart off of the wall. Take him out. All of a sudden, our game is so much more even than we would have expected after the ending of last game.
Well, we talked about the Bren, but we didn't talk about the Val, and I think Eero is playing better than I've seen Eero play this whole set. Like, this is the game. This is Eero's game. It was until the dare from Thottart, the executioner, takes out the stock.
That dare was so big. Tax evasion now in the 1v2. Does get the interruption, got the clash, or they're not really the clash, interrupted the recovery. That's why you saw those stars come out and heard that noise on the interruption of that recovery. But a side sig from Jerry K is going to end that one 3-1 in favor of Jerry K and Thottart.
My goodness, this is a dangerous team.
Absolutely.
Jerry K and Thottart is a dangerous team. Jerry K is where Jerry K needs to be at all times and is doing good damage, just dancing around, controlling, and doing whatever needs to be done. And holding his own while Thottart's just taking people out on the side and being like, hey, you want to deal with these gauntlets? Come here. Because I'm throwing fisticuffs. and you can gladly have some.
So the big thing that I'm looking at, Zip,
Talk to me.
is I'm seeing this, unless you have anything that you want to say about this graph before it goes away. Is there anything you want to say about this screen? Dude, look at those long stocks.
That's what I was going to say. I was just saying we're looking at the domination
man.
station once again. It's leaking into half the game.
Oh, never mind. Those were last game.
That's last game I was about to say.
I was going to say. That looks exactly the same. I'm going to guess it's different, but that looks exactly the same. We had to wait for that one to refresh real quick. But still, look at that first stock from Thottart. Man, it was basically half the game. And also, look how tall it is. He took so much damage on that first stock before falling.
That's great. That's great stuff. Thottart. I'm becoming a fan. Okay. I gotta make sure, because this happens a lot.
Okay.
Thottart a new player that I haven't been seeing, because I saw there's no PR by the name, or is this a player that changed their name?
Thought is a name that I know and that I remember. I'm trying to remember. It might have been during the year 2021 because I feel like I remember sitting in my bedroom doing commentary for an official tournament and being like, "That's a silly name."
That series was great.
And people were popping off, being like, "He." They said it. They said it on the broadcast. He. So I feel like Thought is somewhat of a relatively old player. Old is such a strange term now.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
old can mean 7 years ago. Old can mean 2 years ago.
That's true.
So that's just like the weird area that we live in when we try to like categorize time frames. Unless you're like saying the LDZ era or the Sandstorm era.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
we know what that means. When you say like new versus old, Thought's definitely I'm gonna say it an old player.
Okay.
In whatever strange definition of old that anyone wants to subscribe to, he's an old player for sure.
Gotcha. It's like to a 20-year-old I'm old.
Exactly.
But in all actuality, not old.
Yeah, I'm not old either. I'm not.
You gotta
I'm
convince
not
yourself.
old, okay?
I don't have to convince myself.
31
I'm
is not old. Okay, 31 is not old. It's not. Okay, I know everybody out there is 16 and 17. It's not old. Okay, you one day. This is gonna happen to you one day. You'll be where I am. Well, not literally where I am, but you'll be as old as I am one day, and you'll be like, it's not old. But before you get to that old age, we're going to be getting into this next game on the Dome here. It is Tiger and Keith the Poo-Poo against Jerry K and Thought. We are seeing this bracket boil down almost exactly like we did at Summer Championships, but there's a few differences. As we saw, Jerry K got that revenge on Eero and Tax Evasion, putting them in 4th place. We'll see if they can keep it going here against Tiger and Keith the Poo-Poo.
So now, yeah. Tiger and Keith the Poo-Poo was Hemingway and Sire. That's what it was.
Yep.
Gotcha. But yeah, look at this. Oh my gosh. I'm definitely wondering because these guys are warmed up and they've been playing. They've got that heat, that fire, and Ethan and Tiger have been chilling. So this is really going to be a test to see like how ready are you to deal with these high pressure players. Nice job. Oh, the Sayer with the axe going to get off on the side. Keith going down for the ground pound. You're a little too low, my boy, but nice weapon toss up with the recovery. Going to be able to survive. Still survives the Nair from Thought's Gauntlets.
Man, I was looking at this bracket here to see who actually sent Jerry K and Thought down into the elimination bracket. It happened pretty early on. It happened 2 rounds before top 8. They ended up going down 1-3 to Accent and Holix, who then ran into Tiger and Keith the Poo-Poo and got 3-0'd on that one. So they went down pretty early. They've made quite the elimination bracket run here coming out from Jerry K and Thought. That means they played quite a few games. I don't know if that endurance is going to be a problem here. Already in game 1, we see Keith surviving. That has been a Keith staple so far. Tiger, not in the greatest spot. We could see Tiger on final stock, which wouldn't be the best for blue team, but they would still be definitely in the lead. Yo, Keith! Taking out Thought, putting him on his final stock. It's now 5 stocks to 2.
I forgot how well Keith was playing. I completely forgot. Keith has been staying alive, not getting KO'd fast. Keith has been taking stocks out. Keith has been racking damage up with the axe and the lance. I forgot. I've been watching Thought and Jerry K thinking like, man, these guys are playing ridiculous. Yep. And I just completely nullified what he had done and what I'd seen so far.
Well, we saw Keith on the edge, obviously everywhere else as well, but we saw Keith on the edge doing incredible work. And then I feel like that thought was erased from my mind when I saw Thought on the edge. Like, that's what took place. That took precedent in the RAM that is my brain. And then all of a sudden, now I'm reminded. Here comes page replacement. Least recently used. Yes, sir. Here it is. And we remember that Keith is playing incredibly today. Some of the best Brawlhalla I think we've seen from him. Thought trying to do the 1v2. It's tough. He's taking some damage, but he's still doing a pretty good job. Hasn't been caught in too many rough situations so far. I mean, he's in there. They're choosing to scrap. He's choosing to scrap back, and he's doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. He's putting hands on him. I mean...
Oh, he's going to get hit by this? Okay.
Nice recognition, right? I know me, myself. I would have forgot it was thrown up and got clocked. But that was nice recognition.
Ooh.
A nice team combo for Team Blue to take game number 1.
And looking at those numbers, man, Keith picking up 6 KOs that game, doing 572 damage. Keith is doing so much work today.
Definitely. Keith, I'm telling you, Thought is like so exciting, and it literally, like what you said, made me forget how efficient Keith is. You know what, Keith? I'm trying to avoid saying your name, but you're playing so well, I'm going to say it. Keith the Poo-Poo is out here.
Say it.
Keith the Poo-Poo is doing his thing.
Man, his name's Keith the Poo-Poo, but let me tell you, he does not belong in the toilet.
He does.
My man belongs. My man might belong on the podium in the gold place spot.
Yes.
And with the gold medal around his neck, he be stinking to high heck. But, man, the way he's playing so far, I'm thinking we're going to see a possibly second place, maybe even first place, coming out from Tiger and Keith. But they're going to have to run through Jerry K and Thought. This determines who gets second place, or maybe even first, but also who gets third place. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in our top 3 here. We're on Miami Dome for Game 2.
Definitely a good stage. I feel like this stage is way more prevalent in 2s than I see it in
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. This
I like
gives
the
you
play.
just like some nice avenues of how you want to play the game. Whether you
Exactly.
want to be a jumpy, floaty guy going around on those soft platforms, whether you want to be a wall guy because it does have those longer walls, but it's also not too big, it's not too short, it's not too long, it's not too tall. It's all just nice. If we're talking about Goldilocks, it's just that like the I don't know what the middle bear is called. Maybe is it Mama Bear?
Mama Bear.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the Mama Bear of 2v2 stages.
That's it. That's Mama Bear. I almost said the little one was Little Bear, but that's a Nick Jr. show.
Yes, sir. Ooh, I
It's
love me some
Baby
Little Bear.
Yeah,
Ooh, I love me some Little Bear.
Little Bear way hard.
That was my man. He even had the Orajel training toothpaste.
Yo. Oh my god.
Had the little kid on it going, Little Bear, Orajel training toothpaste. It's late, man. It's getting late.
You have got me right now. I don't even know. I know Little Bear, but I don't know that reference. But
I'm gonna look up the commercial, see if we can find it, because that plays in my head probably at least once a week.
you gotta show me. You gotta show me. And Tiger's finally gonna lose that first stock. That was actually ridiculous how long he held on to that stock. And now Jerry K on final stock.
Yeah.
It's looking tough for the red
same
team.
cannot be said for Jerry K, who's on final stocks. I don't think anyone else is really too close to being on final stocks just yet. We're seeing Thought take some damage here, a little bit of trouble, but then you see him clap back immediately, putting damage onto Tiger. Jerry K, he was chased high in the air, trying to get the KO onto Tiger. Jerry, what's he going to do? He's swapping over to the sword, doesn't want to put too much pressure on the left side, wants to let Thought handle it. That's sort of that independence that we've seen.
Yeah, that independence, it's just kind of not working right now. It's a good idea. I just think these two players aren't allowing it. Because Tiger's a 1v1, specialist.
Yeah.
Tiger does this. So, if you're not going to dominate Tiger, and Keith has definitely been playing out of his mind tonight, if you're not going to be able to win against either one of them, you're going to have to change the game plan up. And at this point, actually, it's making me think. It's the blue team that's separating them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the red team likes to play on top of each other. Yep. Smart stuff. They're going to have to figure out what to do with that. But nice job. Able to get the stock off both.
Okay.
Jerry
Full
K
team
still
wipe.
living.
They're going to fight their way back into this one. Jerry K, almost anything is going to take Jerry K out. You see Tiger put in some unarmed pressure on him. Keith put in some unarmed pressure as well. Finally there, they get the stock. It's Thought in the 1v2 against Keith and Tiger.
Yeah, 1v2. I mean, it's doable. But this covers, wow, that weapon toss covers so much space. That hitbox is huge. It's not allowing, wow. Thought cannot get started. Look at Tiger just chilling.
Oh, man, he's still doing it, too. Oh, he's still doing it, even out there.
Yo,
Imagine he gets soloed by Thought right now.
Yo, that's what I thought was
would've
gonna
been
happen.
crazy, but it's not going to happen. The D-Sig comes out from Tiger, gets the KO. They're now up 2-0 in this set. One more victory, and they're going to get the chance to face Himwe and Sire yet again. The team that beat them in a Game 5 earlier, just a few moments ago in the winners' finals of this Southeast Asian tournament.
these Olgrams, man. It's the Olgrams. The Olgrams with the axe are not playing around. That weapon racks up damage so fast, and if you're proficient and you stay on top of people and keep landing those hits, it'll just turn the tide of a game in an instant.
I feel like Olgram's the new Bryn.
Olgram's the new Bryn?
Yeah, in twos?
Nah.
I think it could be. I feel like we just see so much more Olgram in places that we used to see Bryn before. Like, we still see Bryn in twos. Don't get me wrong in thinking that she's,
I'm
like,
with you on
gone
that.
or anything like that. But I feel like we see so much Olgram in twos that he's just, like, such a workhorse 2v2 legend.
you know what? I'm not even going to argue that. You're right. There is a lot of Olum being played. I started thinking about Summers, and I'm like, this dude's everywhere.
It's
but
like,
you know who's not anywhere anymore and needs to stop being hated on?
Who?
Teros.
Okay, get out of here.
Yeah.
No,
I said
that's where we're gonna have to disagree on that one. Look, Teros is mostly gone from ones and twos, and you know what? I'm happy about that. I'm happy to get some more character representation in here. We even saw some Thor earlier today. Are you kidding me? In Australia, that was crazy.
Oh, that's awesome. Now that's awesome. That's a character I actually don't get why he's not played.
Well, part of it is Hammer. Definitely
Whoa,
Hammer.
Okay.
But,
but
also,
even when the Hammer was going crazy, he wasn't out there
That's
like
true.
that. Unless it was, what, the Boomy and Sandstorm team when they would pick him?
I love all the variation we see now, though.
Facts.
Like this right here, we have 4 different characters coming out in this 2v2 game, even though they're all within the same region. And SEA as a region is a little bit insulated, just like Australia is a little bit insulated, more so than NA, SA, and EU. But we're still seeing 4 different legends on the screen right here. Nice spread of weapons coming out as Keith might be taking out Thought out here. Going to go back, touch the wall, go back in.
Oh, and
nice!
Tiger sneaking in. That was a real G.I. Joe move to infiltrate the defense and pick up that KO off the back of Keith.
Dude, that was the Tiger stalking in the tall grass.
Oh, yeah.
Just waiting. Looking the wrong way. He's going to jump out, snatch you up, sink those Tiger claws into you. Man, incredible work to find that ground pound there. It is 4 stocks to 2. Looking, not a completely hopeless situation, but it is looking dire. That's a nice way to start turning it around by taking Tiger off the top with those double recoveries that came out from Dada.
Man, this is looking so rough. This is their best game yet, the red team, but it's so rough because the way that they're getting KO'd, it's like no matter how good they're fighting, it just looks like everything's in shambles at all times because this blue team, Tiger and Keith, were just too much. I said that the red team was applying pressure earlier, but they just got pressed.
Yeah. Keith is just too good, man. Keith is just too good. You saw, again, this is another example of a player being hit into a situation and like being sent there by the other team, and then all of a sudden they're able to turn that into an immediate KO.
I forgot about that. You know what? No, I was going to say, wait, wasn't that Keith that caught that ground pound earlier, that conversion?
No.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. I really wanted
It was
it to
him
be. I was really hoping it was. Can we run that last clip again in slow-mo? I want to see that one in slow-mo.
That last one, the pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was clean.
Maybe.
That was a clean.
Maybe. Don't make me turn around.
It's behind you.
I want to watch it. I don't care about showing anybody. I just want to watch it. Slow it down for me.
Too fast. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, he got hit there. And
he
then
got put
immediately
in position and knew what to do with it.
Out of hit stun, turns it into a spot dodge, cancels that into the neutral heavy. Great ability to understand the opportunity around him and turn an L into a W. He's like, oh, I just got hit. That's an L. But if I look at my other hand, I can also make an L, and then all of a sudden, that's a W. Whoa. You didn't even know you could do that with 2 L's. That's what's crazy. That's the stuff you learn here late night on the Southeast Asian Autumn Championship 2022 2v2 broadcast with Sparky878 and Zipmaster Flex.
So I didn't know that 2 L's made a W. I didn't know that, but I did know that 3 lefts make a right.
That is also true. That is so true, in fact. That is pretty true.
That's right.
3 lefts do make a right.
That's right.
But we'll see if 4 players make an incredible grand finals. And I'm going to spoil it for you. It does.
You know what? I'm with you.
It does when it's these players.
Especially whenever it's the run back.
Yep.
You know, whenever that team that got put down in winners finals gets to come back and talk to these boys again after you watch them play immaculately in that elimination finals, then you know it's like, okay, I'm prepared, and you're going to see a much better set than you saw in that winners finals. And I mean, that's not actually facts. Sometimes it doesn't go that way, but I hope that it happens right now.
And if it's even a little bit better, we could see the victory, at least in the first set before we get to the grand final, reset from this team, because Himwe and Sire versus Tiger and Keith earlier, that was a Game 5. It went all the way down to Game 5. And remember, one of the reasons that they lost a game was Keith DC'd.
Yes, I forgot.
And now we see this, and what happens? Himwe is taken out way early in the game. Immediately taken out.
Instantaneous,
Oh,
but
bro.
right back at you, tit for tat, gets Tiger out of there on the right side of the stage, and Keith almost lost his stock on the left side of the stage. trying to get, so doesn't even decide to pursue Sire, but Tiger always lurking in the bushes, ready to capitalize on somebody's misplacement. Nice. Oh, goes for the side signature, was not able to land. Ooh, whoa, okay, Himwe. Got that one out of there. Now, even game instantly.
I'm really curious what this Volkov is going to have in twos, because we don't see Volkov in twos. We occasionally, rarely see. Oh, Tiger's just going to fall there. Maybe got a little bit too big for his britches, got lost in the sauce a little bit, and he's going to end up falling there. But we don't see Volkov in twos. We rarely, if ever, see Volkov in ones as well. So we'll see. Picked up the bottom side of that axe recovery. Tiger was still in the yellow, so he's not in danger of being taken out. Keith almost was. Going to eat a big boot. Almost ate a D-light ground pound, but in came Tiger.
Yeah, that was a great save because he was definitely toast. Able to get Himwe stock off, but Tiger's highly damaged right now. This is a tough one. To start the game off in the fashion they did and to be in this position is not a good look.
This is definitely looking tough for Tiger specifically. It's also looking rough for Keith, but specifically Tiger being final stocks, extremely red. The way that Himwe is throwing out signatures, that's the only way you're supposed to play Volkov. That's how you play him in ones. That's pretty much also how you play him in twos. You see the way it's working so far. It is 3 stocks to 2, but all of a sudden, very quickly, Keith is left all by his lonesome now on final stocks. He's going to spawn back in. Sire and Himwe are going to have their choice of weapons. Himwe is going to be the one to disarm himself to pick up the axe. Here comes, had the dodge in time. The hit stun did not last long enough. He didn't get sent far enough for Himwe to pick up that axe neutralite. And Keith, he does have some room to move around here with those soft platforms and also the large sidewalls.
He's making them do some team damage to each other, but still, Sire's pretty fresh, not really damaged at all. Out on the side, lands. Nice way to get back on the stage. Used the recovery, hit one player, stayed out to the side, and then did the side signature to touch the wall and go upwards. Not many characters can do that.
Sire, what are you doing? Himwe's just sitting there throwing out the same signature, and then Sire runs into it.
Yeah.
Like, he's playing Volkov. You know he's going to keep doing that. That is what you do as a Volkov because it's extremely safe. You have the power position. Just sit there and do it, and then Sire's just going to be like, oh, it's my turn, boss. And then he runs through, ends up getting hit by it.
That's the, which way did he go, George? So I have a question.
Okay.
I'm actually about to say 2 things because one thing is beautiful down there on that bottom monitor. But why do people not play Volkov in ones? He has an axe and he has a scythe, 2 really good weapons, and that side signature is really good.
All of his signatures. Well, I'm not going to say all.
Yeah, that neutral signature with the scythe is pretty
the majority of his signatures are very good, which is why when we see people play him in ones, they just throw those out like candy. To answer your question, I don't know. I think if you get Tazza brings this up a lot, is if you're a scythe player, you're probably not an axe player. And if you're an axe player, you're probably not a scythe player. Tazza talks about that with like a lot of different other weapons of like, oh, why don't we see people play this character? Because we have this weapon players and we have this weapon players, but they don't really play them together. So I think that's probably part of it.
That makes sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense. And you know what else makes sense? Tiger switching to the man with the master plan, Mr. Terros, the roast with the most. Do you understand me? Getting back on stage, landing the recovery on Sire. Wasn't able to get no KO from that, but the Terros special on the left side of the stage. What? The save! The save! He wasn't able to get the KO. I cannot believe he made it back.
That was huge. Sire is going to end up falling. See if they can take out Himwe as well and get the full team wipe. But we also have Keith changing things up as well, playing Moonin. Wait, Moonin is the legend that released, right? I always forget because I always think of them together.
It's Moonin.
They're just like the same person, Moonin and Hugin.
Yeah.
And I'm not a lore nerd, sorry, Baron. So I don't even know the difference between the 2.
I definitely don't. I don't even think of it. Have I ever seen the other one? I don't know.
Again, it's another character or another legend that we don't see a lot of play on. We occasionally have seen some Moonin here lately, but really in twos, we've hardly seen her explored at all as a character.
That's another thing about the character. I always thought that Moonin was the dude.
Was the what?
Because isn't one a dude and one's a
I don't think so. I think they're both sisters.
They're both sisters?
I think so.
So, see, now I'm tripping. I thought
I
that
don't know,
Moonin was a dude.
And I don't really know how all that works with
Hey,
birds.
you know what? Look, all I know is Teros is a bull, but right now he's a Yeti. And he's going to land a Sair, hitting Himwe. Not going to get too much off of that because the team helped. Himwe going to close it out. And now, stuck out there alone, dealing with gauntlets and sight, and no fear in Keith's heart. Going to keep scrapping to get some good damage now on the side of the stage.
Ooh,
Tiger
tough.
is dealing with this tough situation. If that Nair hit,
Yup.
yeah, that could have spelled disaster.
That probably would have been it for Tiger's stock. That might have been it for this entire game. Oh, Keith almost getting stuck under the stage. Sire throwing out a side signature, staying under. Oh, let's see what happens to Tiger on the left side now. I was looking at the right, but what was really happening was on the left. And Himwe grabbing the double KO. Now up 2-0 as Tiger and Keith are very close to being taken out of this tournament with a second-place finish.
There it is. This is what I was. The start of it. Please rewind. Oh my gosh. Please, please, please. The beginning. The beginning. The punish was insane. That led to all that. Yep, that was great. That was great. Oh no, no, the beginning, please. It was so good. Okay, look at this, Sparky.
Okay, I see
Are you
down there.
kidding me right now? Watch the movement. He saw it. He said, "Oh, you're doing that? I'm gonna go up, around, off the wall." Are you kidding?
He fast fell on that too, because the way that he originally dodged, if he just fell at like normal speed, he was gonna eat that neutral signature. But no, he was like, he's coming out with that. I know how to punish it. I need to get there right away. Fast fell.
That's called high-level play, baby. That was some good stuff. And some more high-level play on the left side of the stage. Keith dunking Himwe. Himwe got some highlights right there on that last game, but Keith said, no. I'm gonna need you to slow you down, stop stunting on me, and got his first stock really, really fast.
And that the end of last game was just like pure Scythe gameplay, and that makes sense coming from Himwe. His second highest leveled legend in Brawlhalla, Mordex. It all makes sense.
Yep. That definitely makes sense. Oh, yeah. I like it. Himwe with the conversion with the side signature. Out on the side. Edge guard is good, and Tiger unable to make it back on stage, and we have an even game from some really good play out of Himwe. A great start. Himwe got snatched up and taken out early by Keith, but look at this. If you look at it, you really wouldn't even be able to tell after those last two hits now, it looks like.
Yeah, he's definitely starting all of a sudden, has started to take some serious damage, but Tiger, same thing goes for Tiger. Almost picked up that down air from Himwe onto Tiger. Almost picked up the three-piece onto Keith, but he did hit two. That's good damage on the second stock. Sire doing a great job with the survivability, not taking too much damage whatsoever. Wrong side of the stage. Oh, gets under that again. Those like cheesy neutral signatures that you're just like hoping make contact have not worked from Tiger. Not only have they missed, but they've also been punished. We've now seen two in a row. Last game that led to the stock from Himwe, and this game that led to a punish from Sire.
Oh, Sire tried to switch sides of the stage on the bottom, was tired of getting terrorized on the right, and wasn't able to make it back. That one's going to land from Tiger, but wasn't able to get the ground pound. But 2-for-1 special side signature from Volkov. Himwe looking so good on this character.
Oh my goodness. The red team is incredible. Himwe, incredible. Sire, incredible. Just a Herculean effort from Himwe and Sire so far, but oh man, oh goodness. Oh goodness. That neutral light is going to send Himwe pretty far. That side are going to send him even further. Keith taking out Himwe. Is this their chance to fight their way back into this one? They needed this victory here. Okay, what, you think that was planned?
Yes.
You think Tiger getting hit by that D-Sig was planned?
Oh, no, not at all.
Oh, okay. Because that would be fire. That would be insane if they were like, okay, I'm going to get hit by the chainsaw. That's going to send me out there. My opponent is going to want to punish that. Yeah. So I'm going to throw out the GC D-Sig. It's going to cover both sides of me, so I don't have to time it perfectly. It's going to cover, in this case, it's going to cover to the right side first, so that's likely where my opponent is coming in. Oh, look at this. This was beautiful.
Into the sand. Yo. Oh, that was so good. You know what? Actually, though, are we going to get to see it? I think maybe. No, we're just going to get that. You know, the more I think about it, I think that you're right. I think maybe they did play it.
I don't know.
That down sig, because he did kind of just stand there and Keith just hit him with it.
Here, I'll just DM Tiger and he can tell me hopefully.
You see, you hear that? Sparky's got pull. He's just gonna DM top players and just ask them questions.
Yeah, I'm cool.
While
like
they're in
that.
a set.
I'm cool like that. Let's see.
Nice. All right. So we got the Gauntlet Sires really trying to scrap it up, but just kind of for every hit that Sires landed, he's eating another one right back at him. And it is not. Wow, the Taro special. Tiger gets the stock out of there. Nice coverage. You know what? If at first you don't succeed, then dust yourself off and try again. And Tiger's going to keep throwing out those neutral signatures on the left side of the stage, right side of the stage. It doesn't matter if it whiffs, if I get punished. One of these will get a stock.
If at first you don't succeed,
Dust yourself off and try again.
You can dust yourself and try again. Try again. See, that's when I got it.
There it is.
I
knew you got that
I
one.
got
Ain't no
you.
way. Ain't no way you didn't get that. Tiger's still on the first stock, the only one left living on this third. I mean, third, first, whichever way you want to say it. But getting pressed out to the side. No one's really edge guarding him. Let him get back, but they just keep coming over, hit him with Sayers. And, hey, that worked out.
Oh,
wow.
Fantastic follow-up. And then they're just kind of handing it off. They're doing like a relay race here in the attempt to take Keith to the bottom right-hand corner blast zone on that one. He's able to get through it. That is going to be the signature hit. There was no follow-up from Sire this time. He just didn't happen to be in the right spot, or we probably would have seen that come out again. He's been so good at that.
That
signatures,
sig
man.
is landing. Oh, my gosh. Him, we playing no games.
Okay.
Your recovery's gone. Your recovery's
and in
gone.
comes Sire,
and now your
baby.
stock is gone.
Wow.
That
What?
was an overextension to the fullest.
100%. Great punish from the red team on that one to take it out. It is 4 stocks to 2. Sire's pretty damaged. Himwe is reasonably damaged. Again, we do have a Taros on the board. He's gonna go with the down air that ended up sending Himwe up so he can recover back. And now we're at some offstage Scythe gameplay. Ladies and gentlemen, Tiger disengages. Now Keith involved. Okay, Himwe goes back onto the stage, and now he's back off the stage.
Man, this is, I mean, look, if they get these stocks out of here right now, I'll have some faith. But Stomp Sayer, Tiger, nice. There we go, there we go. The faith is restored. The faith is restored. Stomp Sayer, he does not get the true combo.
That's tough.
That is not what you need in a situation like this. You are sitting on the cusp of creating a champion, and it ain't going to be you if you keep dropping combos like that. Nice save, teamwork on the outside, on the right side of the stage. Here we go. You have a big opportunity right here.
Okay. Oh, ended up kind of dropping the combo and also doing some damage onto his teammate that they cannot afford right now. Tiger extremely damaged. Keith taken out of the game. Tiger, he needs the victory here. Oh, we saw Sire acting as bait, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen, in a 3-1 victory here. Himwe and Sire are your 2022 Southeast Asia 2v2 Autumn Championships. They got the repeat from Summers.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's exactly what you want as a player. We talked at the beginning of this about how much this tournament means going into BCX, and they came in here and proved to themselves once again they can do it. Now, we still have to think about the fact of we just talked and we don't know if they're going.
Yeah.
We don't know who's pulling up. But, you know, Sire was at
Sire was at
mid-season.
MSI.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorite players at MSI.
Yeah.
An incredible effort from Sire to really represent his region at that tournament. I hope we get to see Sire at BCX again.
For sure.
Now that he has that experience under his belt, now that he's kind of been able to meld around with some of the biggest players in all of Brawlhalla beyond just the people that are within his region. So I'm really looking forward to. My fingers are crossed. I need to figure out. No way. Is he lying? Okay.
He said yes.
Oh yeah, Tiger. I asked him if him getting hit by the chainsaw into the gravity cancel down sig on Taros in Game 3 was a bait. And he could just be lying.
He could be, but
I want to get that out there right now. He is a Brawlhalla player talking to me, so he's probably lying. But narrative-wise, let's give him the benefit of the doubt in that it was all planned. The minimum charge time D-Sig, hitting your teammates, sending them out there, making them look. You were talking about the bull earlier. That's the red. What do they even call it? Red cape.
The red cape.
That's the red cape saying, "Come here, come here."
but-
Ooh, I'm in a bad spot. I'm in a disadvantaged state. What are you gonna do? And then you come over, GC D-Sig.
That was clean.
That's huge.
I like it.
That's huge.
Tiger, I hope you're telling the truth. Because
Me
I
too.
love it if you are.
Me too.
I love it if you are.
So that does it For Southeast Asia 2v2, keep in mind, the 2v2 weekend is far from over. We have EU tomorrow morning, followed by South America after them, and then North America on Sunday. It's the same schedule that we've been running. We're not changing things up on you last minute. In case you're confused on when things are happening, Brawlhalla.com/schedule. That will show you when tournaments are happening. That will also show you when dev streams are happening. It'll show it to you in your time zone. Make sure to go to start.gg/BCX. That will give you the area where you need to go to get your tickets for the World Championship, whether you're a spectator or whether you are a player yourself. Make sure to go there and sign up for the tournament. It's going to be literally the best tournament of the year, probably one of the best tournaments Brawlhalla has ever had in their entire history. Make sure to go to start.gg/Brawlhalla as well to learn when future tournaments are coming up. Trying to think what else. Just like look at Twitter sometimes because community tournaments are coming out as well. We're getting towards the end of the season, so official tournaments are starting to run out. Really, I'm just going to be real, starting to run out. But yes, that was it for Southeast Asia. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow morning for Europe. I can't wait. Thank you so much for joining me on the desk. Zip, you got anything else, brother?
That's it. I've been Zip Master Flex. This has been the Spark Man, and we'll see you guys in the morning.